magandang hapon po Pilipinas. Pansamantala pong hindi mapapanood ang mga programang Meet Yourself, Go Go Squid, Syndrome, Till We Meet Again, High Venus, Responde at Livable. Ngayon pong araw para bigyang daan ang Day 5 ng impeachment trial laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. At makakasama po natin ngayon si Miss Ricky.
Hello, magandang hapon po, Madam Weng. At nako, exciting ano. 5th day pa lang. Imagine how many days more to go. Kulang pa, 90 araw
7 to 8 months yata ang itatakbo. And of course, meron po tayong panauhin ngayon na makakasama natin para subaybayan ng impeachment trial, Day 5. Si dating chairman po siya ng
Philippine Anti-Corruption
Commission on Presidential Commission on Anti-Corruption, si Sir Greco Bellica. Chairman, hello po.
Good afternoon po, ma'am, and sa inyong lahat at sa ating pong mga nanonood. I'm happy to be here. Chairman Greco Bellica of the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission.
And you're also, Councilor of Manila.
I was former councilor of the City of Manila, yeah.
Ayan. At
At
later,
saka syempre, he's representing yung Kabisayaan din, di ba? So,
Sa Bisaya, good, yeah. And I remember kasi, ma'am, itong nangyayari ngayon, nangyari na noon in 2013, maalala nyo, yung we filed and I led the filing and questioning of the pork barrel system PDAF in the Supreme Court, and we won the case. Yun yung naging Bellica ruling. Pinatanggal na ang PDAF o yung pork barrel, pero nakita natin ngayon, it
may
came
ibang
out
anyo na siya.
with a different name, flood control, insertions, matagal na, pinagbawal na ho yan, kasama na sa Bellica ruling, pero ginagawa pa rin. But now we see it in a grander magnitude. Before, 75 million per congressman or 70 million, tapos 250% senator. Ngayon, billion-billion na napupunta sa discretion at control ng Kongreso. Kaya, nag-intervene ng Diyos, binaha tayo habang right after magyabang, may pagmalaki ng Pangulo na 5,500 flood control projects ang pinagawa, pero baha pa rin. So, now we're back. And on the same year in 2013, kaya po naman ako napasok talaga, ini-impeach naman si Chief Justice Corona. And similar, but not exactly through DAP. Ganito rin po ang nakikita natin mga usap-usapan, pressure sa mga senador na kakampi o lalaban sa mga administrasyon. Naalala po natin, take 50 million ang binigay na pondo sa bawat senador to vote to impeach Chief Justice Corona. Ngayon naman, nakikita natin na pinakukulong naman at tinatakot ng kulungan yung mga senador na boboto not to impeach VP Sara. So we are now again facing the same monster, but a bigger monster that we faced before. And then we see a government na pati ngayon religious institutions binibira, pinakukulong at pinuhuli ng walang warrant ang mga tao. Tapos hindi na nakikinig sa sigaw ng taong bayan. Ilang milyon na, ilang libong tao na ang araw-araw humihingi ng hustisya, pero nagbibingi-bingihan ang pamahalaan. At pinakukulong pa yung mga senador na na-expose habang wala ka naman nakikitang nakukulong o nakakausuhan man lang sa mga opisyal, senador at congressman
na isinasangkot.
Ang kaibahan pa rito, dama yung presidente. Diba? But then, yun po ang kaya tayo naririto ngayon. Lastly, gusto ko lang I've been at the Senate helping and working out and observing personally for the last 3 days yung impeachment hearing. Wala hong interes ang tao sa impeachment dahil nga alam nila na mapupolitika ang desisyon. Mas interesado ang tao rin sa flood control, lalo sa malaman ng tao saan napunta yung bilyon-bilyong pera na inilagay sa flood control at sino ang mga nakinabang doon. So, just the same, to be fair and to be, doon lang tayo sa tama. Wala nang kampihan. Ang sa akin nga po, pakulong nyo pati yung mga kasamahan ko na nagnakaw, pero yung kasamahan nyo na nagnakaw, pakulong nyo rin. Yung
So, dapat ano,
ito, ma'am.
walang
Patas.
papanigan, patas
walang
lang.
kinikilingan talaga,
Batas
no?
lang. Batas lang. Kasi yun po ang magiging strength ng ating bayan. Kung palakasan ito, hindi na pala batas ang susundin dito kung sino na malakas. Ngayon, si VP Sara, ina-accuse nila, ang dami naman, alam na, ina-accuse nila ng confidential funds misuse, ina-accuse nila ng grave threats. Okay, ini-impeach sila, okay, nasa batas yan tama po. Ngayon, ang problema naman natin, dapat maintindihan ng tao kung ano ba talaga ang nangyayari. Kasi nga, after, the impeachment is a very technical and legal issue na kailangan ipaliwanag. So, narito tayo dahil para maintindihan ng tao kung ano ba ang nangyayari. Dahil, mga abogado nakakaintindihan po yan. Pero yung taong bayan is also part of the equation dahil pera nila yan. Ang problema natin dito sa impeachment, after the impeachment, dahil Englishan, tapos technicalities, hindi na ipaliliwanag. Pagdating ng kinabukasan, yung parehong kampo, parehong panalo. So ngayon, we will attempt to explain in layman's language yung nangyayari po.
Yung process po ng impeachment. Yun nga po kasi, Chairman, kasi in every administration, may nagpa-file ng impeachment. Pero hindi naman po lahat dumadaan o dumadating dun sa proseso na ganitong may paglilitis. 2 pagkakataon pa lang po. Actually, yung panahon ni President Erap Estrada na hindi naman natapos kasi nag-walk out. Tapos yung dito sa issue ni Chief Justice Corona na nagkaroon nga po ng decision. At pangatlo, itong kay VP Sara. Ano po ba yung kaibahan nitong mga prosesong ito na dapat maunawaan ng publiko?
Very technical po kasi yung mga impeachment process. So nakikita natin na inilalabas yung mga witnesses. Tapos nakikita natin na pinipresenta ng mga witnesses. Kunyari, in this case, yung 2 NBA agent na pumasok. To make it seem, syempre ito ay galing sa prosecution o yung mga naglalatag ng kaso at nag-aakusa. To make it seem na, or to explain and to show the court and the public or the impeachment court and the public kung anong violation ang ginawa ni VP Sara that is impeachable. Pero, and we all want to hear. So ngayon, nandun pa lang tayo sa issue ng grave threats. Last week, balikan natin si Kalilong. Pagpasok ni Kalilong doon, ipresent na siya ng prosecution as an expert witness na allegedly or sa kanilang claim, inauthenticate.
Digital forensic.
Digital forensic expert, tapos expert witness, and at the same time, inauthenticate niya yung video ni VP Sara. E nung sa kanyang paliwanag, ang sabi po niya, siya daw ang nag-authenticate at ginawa niya raw po ito sa pamamaraan ng pag-download ng video. Tapos na nilabas yung VP Sara, tapos kinuha niya raw po yung hash. So nagulat po ako rin sa sinabi niya yun. So ang tanong, paano mo na-authenticate kung dinownload mo lang yung video tapos hindi mo naman nakuha yung original source? Dahil sinabi niya, kinuha niya raw sa Facebook or sa Meta. So pinadalan siya ng Meta ng video. Ibig sabihin, ang nakuha niyang hash at ang nakuha niyang video, yung pinadala ng Meta. Now, that's one video. Without the source video, wala kang ipagko-compare ng video. So, hindi mo na-authenticate. So, ibig sabihin yung inilalatag niyang ebidensya niya na authenticated video, hindi po totoo. Dahil hindi niya nakuha yung original source para ma-authenticate. Based on his own statements kung ano ang trabaho niya at ano po ang ginawa niya. So therefore, hindi pwedeng tanggapin ng korte na yung video na yun is authenticated regardless kung totoo rin hindi. Now, sabi mo, Chairman Belica, AI yung video ni Sara, hindi yun ang sinasabi ko. Ang sinasabi ko, para ipresenta mo na authenticated yung video, hindi yan totoo. So, then nag-raise na yung question na, teka lang, paano ka naging expert? So we learned na inamin niya rin na hindi siya expert. Kaya po nung sabihin ni Senator Cayetano yung point ko na yun, sabi ko kay SP, bro, sabi ko, hindi niya na-authenticate yung video. What I explained. Nung tanungin siya, din inamin niya, hindi ko nakuha yung original source. O paano mo in-authenticate? Minanwal ko po. So minanwal niya. The process of his authentication is not through technology but manually observe the video like ordinary people like us. Yun na yun. So now can that be, so ibig sabihin hindi niya pwedeng tawagin authenticated video yun. Number 2, paano ka naging expert? Ano ba ang credentials mo na magsasabing ikaw ay isang expert forensic? Wala naman pala. Siya po pala ay isang hindi ko minamaliit. He's a CPA, he's an NBI agent, he knows investigation. Pero ang limits ng kanyang training, dun po lamang sa training ng supplier nung kanilang technology kinuha. Hindi siya forensic expert. Siya po ay na-train dun sa technology kanilang kinuha. Now, that brings us to the question, so are you an expert witness or are you only a competent witness? Parehong okay yun, pero it says two different things. Ibig sabihin, if he is not an expert witness, then yung kanyang paliwanag sa videos na kanyang inilabas ay hindi pwedeng sabihin pagkatiwalaan ng korte na this came from an expert. Hindi. Ang dala-dala niya lang puro nung first day ay yung kanyang testimonya. So, malaki yung pagkakaiba. He's not an expert witness. He is a competent witness dahil nakita niya. But then, how is he different from everyone else who also saw the video? I mean, everybody saw the video. So
it sets him
It's
apart,
live stream.
Walang nagsiset apart from him sa mga ordinaryong mamamayan na nakapanood parang tayo, no?
And that brings us to the point, yung nakikita natin na yung strategy na ginagamit ng prosecution may flaw. Di ba? Parang nag-present ka rito na NBI, sabi mo expert witness or you're making it appear na NBI, na expert witness, hindi naman pala, so mali na sila doon. I mean, ang puntos po rito, ang impeachment process, technical yan. Diba? Para ma-impeach mo yung isang impeachable officer, in this case, the Vice President, merong 4 pong violations. Diba? So, hindi nila mapoprove with the evidence and with the witness they brought in. Kahapon, nakita rin po natin yung dinala nilang bagong witness against sa NBI, nakita ng mga senador na paano mo inimbestigahan na hindi mo tinanong si VP Sara? Tapos hindi mo tinanong si La BBM. So, paano mo na-imbestigahan? Hindi mo na-imbestigahan na maayos. Ako po sa PECC, nag-iimbestiga kami. So, investigation is like the back of our hand. Pag nag-imbestiga ka, tanungin mo lahat. So, nakita natin yung kanyang limitasyon, yung kanyang investigasyon at kaalaman. So, can the impeachment court accept this at this? Gaano yung weight ng kanyang mga statements? Gaano yung weight niya as a witness? Maiintindihan natin. So, ang kahapon, isang issue po. We were monitoring kahapon. Ang sinasabi ni ang isang angkla nung prosecution, grave threats. Okay, first of all, the crime of grave threats is not one of the impeachable offenses. Itatawid pa nila to sa betrayal of public trust or itatawid pa nila sa high crimes committed. Okay. Kung sinasabi nila grave threats, ang gagamitin nila para ipa-impeach si VP Sara, isa lang naman kasing violation ang kailangan dun sa 4. Nasa grave threats pa lang tayo ngayon. Ang tanong ko, sabi ng NBI at lumalabas sa investigasyon, ang kaso daw nila na hindi pa naisasampa sa korte, sa DOJ pa lang, kay VP Sara ay grave threats. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pa nahahatulan ng korte dahil hindi pa nga umaabot sa korte yung kaso, ang grave threats na ikakaso nila kay VP Sara. So, ibig sabihin, may presumption of innocence pa si VP Sara as of now. So, innocent pa si VP Sara.
At saka, sir, correct me if I'm wrong, grave threats is not an impeachable offense by itself, di po ba?
Correct. It is a crime.
It is a crime.
Itatawid, yun nga po, itatawid pa nila yun sa betrayal of public trust. So, kung saan na high crimes, kung paano nila itatawid, we will see it uncovered. Second, So kung isasampa nyo pa lang sa korte yan, sabihin natin na isampa nyo na sa korte, what if i-dismiss ng korte yan? So the whole argument against grave threats will collapse.
Mapapaliwala.
So paano i-impeach ng korte o ng impeachment court yung hindi naman hinatulan ng korte na grave threats? Kasabihin pa nilang, hindi, well, criminal yan, ito impeachment court yan. Yeah, pero ang puntos ko, may weight yun na hindi, sabi ng korte, hindi, what if sabihin ng korte na hindi naman grave threats yan? Dahil nakita natin na sa paliwanag din po ng mga senador, ng mga defense kahapon, na it was an act of defense. Diba? Parang, kaya nagsalita daw si VP Sara noon dahil she herself and her family was being threatened. Kaya naging conditional yung threat niya. Kumbaga, o pag ginawa mo sa akin yan, ito ang gagawin ko sa'yo. So there was, ang tanong nga ron kahapon ng mga senator judges, inimbestigahan mo ba yung threat dun sa buhay ni Sara? Dahil sinasabi niya, may papatay sa kanila. Diba? So, yun po ay in our work or strive to look for the truth. Maganda maintindihan din po ng publiko kung ano yung nangyayari, ano yung nagiging strategy, ano ang dapat mangyari at ano ang sinasabi ng batas.
Paano po, Chairman, yung sinabi ng NBI na they were not able to investigate the threat against the Vice President kasi hindi naman daw po nag-cooperate ang Vice President nung in-invite nila doon sa NBI?
Well, ibig sabihin, hindi nila natapos ang investigation nila. Ibig sabihin, kulang ang investigation nila. So, ibig sabihin, partial ang investigation ninyo. So, the impeachment court cannot take your investigation report as conclusive. The impeachment court has to investigate herself. Probably this is an opportunity for the impeachment court to ask VP Sara herself, ano ba threat ho sa inyo? Ano ba narinig nyo? Why do you feel this way? So, if it is very important to take seriously a threat against the president, it is also equally or almost as important to take the threat against the Vice President. Dahil pag nawala ang presidente, the Vice President is obligated and mandated to take over. So kaya, kailangan din iniingatan ng Vice President.
Sa akin naman po, Chair, dati pa, last week pa lang, as early as the second day, nagkaroon na ng pronouncement yung prosecution na panalo sila. Imagine, napakaaga pa, no? Pero pangalawang araw pa lang, panalo sila. Tapos kanina nagpa-press con sila na mahina daw depensa. Sabi nila, defense, is that all you got? Kumbaga, no? Pero sa inyo pong pananaw, dahil kayo po ay lagi nga nakatutok simula nung day one, ano sa palagay niyo po ang pinakamalaking kahinaan ng prosecution? Because we have to remember, di ba, sa impeachment trial, it's the burden of proof ay nasa prosecution. Sa inyo pong palagay, talaga bang merong bigat?
Panalo na ba sila?
Yung kanilang pronouncement po, sir?
Sa akin, talo sila eh. Dahil yung witnesses sila, palpak. Number 2, yung kanilang ni-raise na issue, tama si Sal. Si Sal Panelo, tama siya si Sal. Bakit nyo kinuhang witness, yung NBI, para i-authenticate yung video? Wala naman nagko-question sa video. Di ba? Ibig sabihin, hindi issue yan eh. Hindi naman sinabing hindi ginawa yan eh. Bakit yung kailangan i-authenticate? So, basically, ang sinasabi ko po, for me, for the first 3 days nila, how they see how the prosecution saw the attack against the attack on their case, mali na kaagad eh. Dahil hindi mo naman kailangan authenticate yan eh. Tuloy, sumabit pa yung witness mo.
Nila.
Sumabit pa yung ebidensya mo.
Pero di po ba dapat, kung may threat, ang tinukoy, sino yung gagamitin para isakatuparan yung threat. Kasi yun din yung pinupunto ni Senator Bam Aquino kahapon. Have you identified the hitman? Tinukoy nyo ba? Inimbestigahan nyo ba kung sino yun? Kung may kinausap man.
Ang kanya nga po. Kaya nga kulang kaya nagkulang ang NBI. Kasi nga ang NBI is a professional organization. Ngayon, nakita natin ang NBI, pinupolitika. So, syempre, yung mga, kaya nga sabi ko kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, ako yung nawagan sa kanya, i-insulate nyo ang NBI sa politika and allow it to be a professional organization, investigating institution as it has been. Eh ngayon, dahil nga pinipilit sila, ito naman mga empleyado, makikita natin naman, mga ahente lang naman yung mga, hindi ko minamalit ang ahente, pero ibig sabihin, ang mga inutusan lang nila ay mga inferior. So gagawin lang nun yung trabaho nila. Hindi nun magawa freely yun talagang investigasyon. Dahil hindi gaya namin sa PACC noon, talagang ilabas yung lahat. Tapos paghahati-hatian namin o yung mula sa jurisdiction namin, yung mga elected officials, o yan, bigyan nyo sa DOJ yan. Ito mga presidential appointee amin, pero no holds barred. Pero kasi hindi kami kinokontrol ng politika. Pero ito ngayon, obviously, pinoliticize ang isyong ito dahil, ano ba naman to? Confidential funds? Kanino galing? Darating po tayo doon. Ano ba? Si Sara lang, VP Sara lang ba may confidential funds? Eh kung iniimbestigahan niyo yung 125 million confidential funds ni VP Sara, ba't hindi niyo imbestigahan din yung 4.5 billion na confidential funds ni BBM every year? So, ilan na yun? 13.5 billion na yun for the last 3 years. Ba't hindi nyo imbestigahan yung mga hindi confidential, pero yung mga yung through resolution, liquidation through resolution ng Kongreso na that amounts to what? 2 billion pesos or billions of pesos, not even more than 2 billion pesos, I mean. Para lumabas ang katotohanan. So, ang puntos po natin, we want to know the truth, di ba? Si Sara ini-impeach na, okay, good, fine. Di ba? Sa batas naman yan. Pero, paano yung iba? Di ba? Kaya po tayo narito tananindigan. And this is also the reason na kung bakit ang dami pong mga critics na nakakulong ngayon, pati si Senator Marcoleta, na wala namang ginawa kundi ilabas ang katotohanan. Talagang tumbukin kung sino ang mga mastermind. Siya ngayon na nakakulong. Samantalang yung mga mastermind na itinuro na ni Zaldico, ng mga sundalo, ng mga tao, ng mga congressman, ng mga contractors, meron ng affidavit, meron ng witness, wala pang nakukulong. Ang lahat ng mga sinasabi nilang ikinulong, puro kalaban sa politika. Pero binanggit si Martin Romualdez, binanggit si Presidente Marcos, binanggit yung anak. Ang daming inilist. Asa na yun? Bakit hindi pa sila naiimbestigahan up to now? And that brings me to understand and realize why ang baba ng interest ng publiko sa impeachment. Kaya nga po ang aking panawagan kay Senate President Chis Escudero,
Senate,
Presiding officer.
Former Senate President, now
Opo.
Presiding Officer, SP Chis Escudero, tapusin nyo na yung hearing na yan, palabasin nyo na lahat ng akusasyon, pasagutin nyo na, tapos magbotohan na kayo. Dahil alam na naman ng tao ang issues, alam na natin lahat ng issues Tapos alam na rin naman namin kung ano ang boto ng mga senador at alam na rin naman namin na magiging political lang pag boto nila dyan. Tapos balikan na natin ng flood control dahil andun talaga interes ng taong bayan.
Sabi nga po, impeachment is a political activity. Pero sabi nyo nga po, alam na din natin ang boto. So alam na din naman natin na mahirap makuha yung 2/3 dahil pinasyahan na ng presiding officer na yun pa rin ang mananaig yung 16 votes. And kung magmamat tayo, magkaka tayo, wala talagang. So, itong impeachment na ito, lumalabas po ba? Act in futility?
Well, hindi, kasi tinatakot nila yung iba na lumipat Diba? Kinulong nila si Jinggoy, kinulong nila si Senator Marcoleta.
Tapos may lumipat na, may tumawid na.
Lumipat na si Joel. So, kailangan nila ng 3. So, kinasuhan na nila si Alan, kinasuhan nila si Robin, kinasuhan na nila yung 2 bilyar, kinakasuhan nila si Bongo, Senator Bongo. So 3 lang dyan. Ang mamadalian nila, it's either ikulong kita at lumipat ka, may 16 sila. Diba? So, yan po ang isang issue sa pinag-uusapan ngayon. May bibigay pa ba ron sa...
Meron pa po ba sa tingin ninyo?
dapat wala, dapat manindigan sila. Pero ang threat nga ho dito ay yung pagpapakulong that is very real. Hindi lang yun, nagbarilan na sa Senado eh.
First time, no? Na naging ganyan. Imagine, naging headlines tayo ng buong mundo. Dahil ang mga senador natin ay nagtakbuhan, nagkadapaan, naghabulan, nagkabarilan pa sa
Barilan
Senado.
sa loob.
Actually po, sir, lumabas nga po sa pinakabagong Okta Research Survey, no? 81% po ng mga in-interview sa mga respondents ay undecided dito sa impeachment trial. At napagtanto po namin ni Dr. Guido mula po sa Okta Research na it's because it's the institution. Yung Senado po as an institution, mababa ang tiwala
Trust
ng taong bayan. So ngayon po, kung kayo po ay siguro tatanungin, syempre mga senador yan, marami dyan tatakbo for 2028. And we know that this trial is also largely based sa perception po ng tao. Ano po ang kailangan gawin? Ano po yung kailangan nating hingin sa mga senator judges na ito? Para kahit paano, kahit konti lang, manumbalik naman yung tiwala po ng taong bayan sa institusyon ng Senado.
Isa lang, just follow the law, let the truth come out, and work for justice. Yun lang po. Pag ginawa nila yon, put on trial lahat ng mga pinagbabanggit dyan. Sabay-sabay nyo na, isabay nyo pa si VP Sara. Lahat ng inaakusahan na lahat ng kaso, ilabas natin. Sundin natin ang batas, huwag tayong mamili. Babalik ang tiwala ng tao sa proseso, sa sistema at sa Senado. Huwag tayong mamulitika.
Ngayon po ay sabi ni Attorney Powa na posible daw na dumating si Vice President Sara Duterte in support of her employees dahil baka sumalang na din po si Attorney Zuleika Lopez ngayon doon sa witness stand. Sa tingin po ninyo, Chairman, kilala niyo si VP, what would prompt her to appear sa impeachment trial?
Si VP kasi is very supportive of her people. Basta nasa tama ka, hindi kanya binibitawan eh. So, yung tiwala siya sa'yo, hindi kanya bibitawan. And yung trust issue niya na yan, tsaka yung pagmamahal niya sa kanyang mga tao, na naniniwala siya na wala namang ginawang masama, will always prompt her to go. Number 2, yung kanya pong duty sa batas. I know she will always follow the law. And pagdating ng panahon na kailangan na niyang umupo doon bilang witness, gagawin niya po yan. Ngayon kasi hindi naman required pa. Lastly, nakikita ko kay VP, parang papa niya na she leaves it all to fate. Diba? Impeach me if you can, but I'm here, I'll take it, I'll follow the law, and let's see where it goes and where fate leads us. So, I don't see her not participating in the impeachment process. She will just follow the law, assert his right, kasi alam naman natin na, okay, the impeachment is both political and illegal process. It is legal, but it is also political. So, kaya po nakikita natin that she is exercising all legal remedies that will help, of course, defend and protect her. Yun. And mabuti rin for me na pumunta ron si VP Sara. In fact, I know na inaabangan ng lahat ng Pilipino yung kanyang pag-upo doon, diba? Pagsalita, marinig siya. And I think if there is one day na yan ay mangyayari, magbabalik ang interes ng publiko. Marinig lang siya at makita to decide for themselves, ito ba talaga ay nagnakaw or hindi?
Yung pong appearance ni Attorney Lopez ngayong araw as hostile witness, anong bearing po nun dun sa grave threat na ikinakaso laban kay VP Sara?
Well, kasi ang defense, one is ang defense sinasabi na si Sara or si VP Sara was acting, was on defense, was defending herself, her family, and her people. So, ito ngayon, ang gagawin malamang ng prosecution ngayon is to, alisin yung position na yun, na what Sara did was not out of defense, pero dahil wala namang sisirain nila lahat ng defense ng threatened yung si Zuleika Lopez, sasabihin nila na hindi ka naman tinatakot nasa proseso ng batas, ang legal naman, ang
Pagpapakulong sa kanya.
ang pagpapakulong sa iyo, legal naman. So there's no threat, nag-overreact kayo and you were really just violent and marami kayo sinabi. So yan ang isang puntos na pagsusumikapan ng prosecution ngayon para alisin yung kredibilidad ni Zuleika Lopez. So let's see kung anong mangyayari.
Ito po, talaga naging viral din si VP Sara dahil minsan na nga lang nagpakita last week. Pero talagang naging permanente po sa isip na maraming taga-subaybay yung sinabi niya. Ito, I expect to be bloodied but I remain unbowed. Tama, no? Tama po, no, sir? Sa tingin niyo, ngayong ikalimang araw na po natin ng impeachment trial niya, mas lumakas po ba yung depensa ng ating Vice Presidente? O talagang patuloy po yung pagdurog po sa kanya ng prosecution?
Oo. Yan naman ang natural intent at saka purpose ng prosecution. Talagang durugin siya, di ba? So, again, this is not only a legal trial, this is a political trial. So, this is not only a battle of laws, this is a battle of character. Diba? So, gusto ng ang mga tao makita kung sino ka talaga at ano ka talaga. So,
Karakter mo, kung talagang bibigay ka.
mahina ka. People need to see strength, people also need to see wisdom, and people also need to see heart and logic. So, yan ang makikita natin kay VP Sara, sa mga witnesses, sa mga senador, diba? Sino mga maninindigan, sino namumulitika. And that will be the basis of people's judgment on them. Kaya nga po tayo ay nananawagan sa ating mga kababayan at sa ating mga senador na manindigan sa tama. Di ba? Bakit pa takot silang makulong? Di ba?
Si Senator Marcoleta, siya pa yung nag-volunteer na pumunta.
Siya yung sumuko eh.
Siya pa yung sumuko, kahit wala pa nga nakalabas dati, di ba? So,
Kasi mawawala sa kanila yung mga privilege
Hindi,
nila.
Pwede wag sila mag-senador, wag sila maglingkod bayan. Kung takot kang makulong, hindi wag kang mag-senador, wag kang mag-congressman kung hindi mo kayang manindigan.
At kung mag-senador o magko-congressman, gumawa ka ng tama. Wag magpapakasangkot sa mga maling gawain.
Ito na nga lang ang nakakainis po dyan. Tandaan natin, 25 million pesos a day ang ginagastos po sa pagpapatakbo ng Senado. 25 million. It times 92 days natin. So I know it's part of the mandate of the Senate, maging impeachment court, Pero di ba, sir, parang nakakahinayang. Dahil ang dami pong nawawalan. Ang Pilipino po ang nawawalan. Dahil sa araw-araw na ganitong gilian, samantala mas malaki pa po yung mga problema natin suliranin. For example, napakalaki ng nawala, trillion sa flood control. Pero bakit
1.9 trillion
Diba?
from 2022 to 2025 alone.
Ayun po, Madam Weng, yung nakakagalit bilang isang ordinaryong Pilipino na 1.9 trillion, hindi naman natin pinagpipakibit-balikat kung meron man talaga itong mga akusasyon laban sa confidential funds, Pero the fact is, mas malaki po yung nawala sa ating mga Pilipino. Ito po ba, sa tingin nyo, magtatagumpay po ba ang prosecution na ibaon po ang issue ng flood control scandal natin?
Palagay ko hindi po dahil alam ng publiko at alam ng tao ang totoo Diba that 1.9 trillion is greater, bigger than 126 million pesos. So this is kaya nga walang interes ang publiko dahil this is BS, diba? This is political. And wala mo kayong pakialam sa politika nyo dahil kayo lang naman ang yumayaman dyan. Ang gusto namin, yung kapakanan namin. So,
At saka mentras na bumabagyo, umuulan, bumabaha, lalong naaalala ng tao yung nangyari sa
Sana
flood control
maalala nga
fund.
nila. Sabi ko nga, hindi porket nagkaroon ng tag-araw, makalimutan na natin. Kailangan pa bang ulit bumagyo para maalala natin yung mga yung mga naranasan natin last year,
Opo, kailangan ng mga Pilipino ngayon, especially rito sa NCR tsaka sa Calabar Zone, manindigan. Diba? Wag po tayo magpatakot sa pang-api ng gobyerno dahil pagka bumigay tayo dyan, hindi ho titigil yan tayong kawawa. Sa Visayas, Mindanao, tapos na ang usapan Ang problema natin, yung mga kababayan natin dito sa NCR, kasi busy, diba? Nagtatrabaho, etc., etc. And that's why tayo naririto, bagamat natutuwa sila na may mga lumalaban sa tama at para sa katuwiran, pero hindi pa, palagay ko, hindi pa sila as committed dahil hindi nila nakikita at naiintindihan pa talaga yung issue. Saka lalala, hindi, maka-VP kayo, Sara kayo, hindi, maka-Marcos kayo. Hindi ito issue about VP Marcos
Yung
and
political affiliation hindi yun eh.
Ito
May
yung-
mga buhay na namamatay eh.
May buhay na matay, may korupsyon na ayaw tumigil, lumihirap ang ating bayan. 25, ay yung sasabi niyo, ma'am, mandato yan, nasa batas yan. Pero sa ating mga Pilipino, kahit ba nasa batas yan, tama ba yan? You spending 25 million pesos a day para magkaroon ng political theater, meron kayo stage na pogi kayo, magsasalita kayo, parang whatever na...
Yun nga, yung grandstanding pa ng mga ibang tumatayo doon.
Habang mga tao walang trabaho, mataas ang presyong bilihin.
Kaya siguro nga sabi nga ni Sir, no, na wala din talaga masyadong interesado ngayon. Bukod hindi, I don't know if it's political apathy, Sir, o talagang may kakulangan sa impormasyon yung mga tao. Pero sa inyo pong pananaw, ano po yung pinakamalaking misconception o hindi nauunawaan nga ng taong bayan ukol po dito sa impeachment? Kasi kayo na nagkakausap pa tayo, no? Sabi nyo nga, naikwento nyo sa akin na hindi malungkot. Dahil hindi talaga nauunawaan ng taong bayan. Ano ba talaga itong punot dulo ng impeachment? Ano talaga itong impact niya, kumbaga? Kayo po, ngayon, siguro po para sa ating mga taga-subaybay, ano po sa palagay ninyo yung pinakamalaking hindi nauunawaan ng taong bayan na dapat ay talagang maunawaan na natin ngayon?
Well, number one, that dapat we hold airing officials accountable. Na there is hope and chance if we will only stand up for what is right and do what is right and face threats and fears ng mga opisyal. Ang nasasakdal po dito ay yung mga pinagmatataas opisyal ng bansa. Nakita natin na ang ombudsman, ginagamit sa politika, ang NBI, ang DOJ, ang police, lahat ginagamit sa politika, and it's all against us. At walang makakatayo dyan na mas mataas pa sa ilalim ng Diyos, kundi ang taong bayan. Kailangan tayong kumilos, hindi pwedeng iglesia lang. Lagi na lang iglesia. Parang iglesia lang ba ang Pilipino nagmamahal sa bansa? Dapat itong panahon na alisin natin ang ating religious barriers, sa political affiliation, at magsama-sama tayo bilang Pilipino to ferret out the truth and not to raise up any political figure or any political person, pero to ferret out the truth and hold them accountable para sa ating bansa so that we can have a better future for our children. So, I think, yan po ang dapat panghawakan ng mga nasa NCR, tsaka nasa Calabar Zone, dahil tayo ang nasa gitna ng giyera eh. That's why we are here. You know, we are attempting to enlighten, exemplify, intindi sa mga tao. Ano ba talaga ang issue? This is not an issue of Marcos kami, Duterte kami, wala ito. These are side issues. Sa 2028 yan. Ito yung sino nagkasala, sino ang dapat managot, at ano ang dapat natin gawin para hindi ito maulit.
Yan. Ako, thank you so much po, Chairman. In anytime po kasi ngayon na ipapasok na ang impeachment trial at magigiveaway tayo. Pero maggagap lang po tayo, susubaybayan natin yung impeachment trial. Diyan lamang po kayo, magbabalik pa ang special coverage ng NET25 News and Information.
Under attack.
Kalma lang po. Hindi po gobyerno ang gumawa nito.
Tampok ang mga nagbabagang balita at malalimang panayam sa mga pangunahing personalidad, mga opisyal ng gobyerno, eksperto at mga taong nasa sentro ng kontrobersya. Harapan at tapatan. Alamin ang totoo. Alamin ang magkakaibang panig. Sumabay sa init ng mga balita at issue. Ano sa palagay nyo? Alas 8 hanggang alas 10 ng umaga, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, dito lang sa NET25.
Isa lang daw kasi ang paraan niya ng pag-express ng emosyon sa pag-arte niya. Kaya siniraan siya ng mga netizens.
Struggle na nga ang acting career ni Vanessa.
Pagbayarin siya agad ng compensation dahil sa paglabag niya sa kontrata. Ngayon din.
sunod-sunod pa ang mga problema. Sa buhay na puno ng success at failure, kaya nga ba niyang pagsabayin ng love, family, at career? My Love, Madam Butterfly. Simula July 20 na, 8:30 p.m. Dito lang sa NET25.
Let's net together sa NET25. Sa NET25.
Okay, nagbabalik po ang special coverage ng NET25 News and Information kaugnay po sa impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. And aside from Chairman Greco Bellica, kasama din po natin ngayon si Attorney Harold Respicio. Siya po ay Certified Public Accountant, lawyer din po siya, at nagtapos po siya ng accountancy sa De La Salle University. Siya din po ay Vice Mayor ngayon ng Reyna Mercedes Isabela. Welcome po, Attorney Harold. Medyo na-late kayo, ha?
Magandang hapon po.
Napagalitan.
Hindi, traffic kasi ngayon,
traffic
diba?
na,
Oo, may truck, wala na yung lifted, yung truck ban sa ganitong oras. Una po ay napag-usapan namin yung yung impeachment trial, yung itinakbo. Kayo po, anong assessment ninyo dun sa first week ng impeachment trial kay VP Sara?
Bilang abogado po, kailangan nating tignan yung grounds kung saan nila binabase yung mga pinesenta nilang witnesses so far. At yung ground na ginamit nila ay betrayal of public trust. Yun yung ground na gagamitin mo kapag hindi napasok yung mga ibang grounds. Kasi yung mga ibang grounds ay plunder, graft and corruption, other high crimes. Kapag less than high crime, yung ibinibintang mo sa impeachable officer, gagawin mong betrayal of public trust. Pero para ma-articulate mo ng maayos yung betrayal of public trust, anong tiwala ng taong bayan ang pinagtaksilan ni VP Sara Duterte? Yun ang tanong. Dahil ba siya lamang ay nagmura? Dahil siya lamang ay nagsabi na kapag pinatay mo ako, ay mamamatay ka rin? So, tignan po natin yung konteksto ng bagay na yun. Kasi kasi po, ang nararamdaman natin ngayon sa statement ni President BBM, First Lady Romualdez, at gustong palabasin ng prosecution, ay indignant sila sa sinabi ni VP Sara Duterte. Pero hindi nila pinakita yung context. Ano po ba yung context? Kapag ikaw po ba ay papatayin na at sinabi mong, kapag pinatay mo ako, ay papatayin din kita. Kung minsan pwedeng nagbabluff ka lang dun eh. Kung minsan last resort mo na yun para ma-deter sila sa kanilang planned wrongdoing. So given the context, merong threat sa kanyang buhay, kailangan niya ring lumaban ng konti.
Ayun na nga po, attorney, ayun ang tanong ko, day 1 pa lang, kasi 4 po yung articles of impeachment natin, pero ilang araw na po yung ating inilaan sa 4th article of impeachment, which was the grave threat. Ang lagi po tinatanong, teka lang, yung si Juan nga dyan sa barangay, minsan nag-aadya sa kapitbahay niya, sabihin, papatayin kita. Di ba? Pag napatay mo ako. Ganon, di ba? Ito po ba, is it an impeachable offense? Grave threat po ba is tantamount to an impeachable offense? Or is there a higher threshold po if you're a vice president?
There is a higher threshold. Kaya nga linagay sa Constitution, other high crime. Kapag nag-enumerate po ang Constitution ng grounds, ibig sabihin pare-pareho dapat sila ng classification. Kapag katanggap-tanggap po ang ordinaryo na krimen bilang grounds for impeachment, sana sinabi na lang sana ng Constitution, crimes. In general. And even then, yung kanilang pag-enunciate ng betrayal of public trust, gusto nilang i-prove yung crime ng grave threat at saka inciting to sedition. Even yung elements hindi na-meet. Kapag yung first element pa lang ng threat ayon sa revised penal code is threatening another. So, ibig sabihin, yung tinatakot ko dapat yung sinabihan ko directly or through a middleman. Pero kapag may ibang tao na nagtanong sa akin kung anong plano ko, hindi kita tinatakot. Nagsasabi lang ako ng plano ko. And in the worst case, na totoo yung plano ko, walang crime sa revised penal code na conspiracy to commit murder. So, hindi yun criminal.
Bakit ang isa din po sa pinagbabasis, sabi ng NBI, may mga previous statements din daw po ang Vice President na seriously threatening the president. Like, gusto kong na-imagine ko na pinupugot ko yung ulo niya. Tapos, gusto niyang, yung mga previous press conference po ng VP na may mga ganitong klaseng statements din daw po.
But it's not a crime in the sense na krimen siya under sa revised penal code. Pwedeng threat yon. Pero siya ba yung unang nagsalita ng bagay na iyon? Araw-araw po, hindi lang napapansin sa social media, yung mga kaliwa, mga communist, mga NPA, gusto nilang patayin yung mga opisyales ng gobyerno natin. Pero bakit hindi sila pinapansin ng NBI at ng DOJ? Yung witness kahapon, sinabi niya, in the whole career niya na nasa loob ng NBI, more than 5 years, ngayon lang siya nag-imbestiga ng ganitong threat sa Pangulo. At sinabi na rin ni Senator Subiri na hindi krimen sa Pilipinas yung mga ganitong klaseng threat sa buhay ng Pangulo.
Nako, attorney,
Ngayon po ay
we have to cut you
continuation
for a
na
while,
ng cross-examination.
Day 5, are you ready, boys and madam? Kalimang araw na nga po, kaya puntahan na po natin ang Senado sa pagpapatuloy ng Day 5 impeachment laban kay VP Sara Duterte.
Dapat sa demokrasya, there's a rule of law. And then they make rules as they go along. Whoever pleases the speaker, get her out of the House of Representatives. Kasi hindi siya dapat nandyan. Bakit? Pag mapay-ari niyo ba itong compound na ito, then sasabihin pa nila sa akin na there is a threat to my life inside the batasang pambansa? Why is there a threat to my life?
All right. My question to you is
Your
this.
Honor, point of clarification, if I may, Your Honor.
Counsel for the prosecutor is recognized.
Your Honor, there is a video that is marked in evidence capturing the events on November 23, 2024. And here we have the defense.
Your Honor, may we just note the objection, Your Honor?
Wait, I'm explaining.
This is not a time for lecture, Your Honor.
Counsel have not yet recognized. You'll let counsel for the prosecutor
Your Honor,
finish.
point of clarification. They are presenting a video with anecdotes. I'm now questioning the propriety of the defense presenting a video without laying the basis where this video came from, who is the source of those annotations thereto. Because, Your Honor, there's a video. They're confronting this witness with that video by presenting their own annotated, it's like a props, Your Honor, please. This is highly irregular in the court of law.
Counsel for the respondent, is this the video previously marked in evidence?
Your Honor, as I mentioned, we marked it in evidence as D-4-3, Your Honor. And this was also marked by the prosecution as their own. They have a separate marking for this, Your Honor.
This is part of the 2-hour and so-and-so minute video?
Correct, Your Honor. At any rate, Your Honor, if I may be allowed
for
to
the
finish.
prosecutor, kindly hold on.
At any rate, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent,
Okay.
the chair is not yet done. And the annotation below the video, is that part of the marked video?
This is part, Your Honor, of a separate exhibit that is also part of the Articles of Impeachment, Annex G, Your Honor. This is Mr. Kalilong's own transcription of the video, just to be clarified on that
But
matter.
who put it there?
We just placed it there, Your Honor. So we're making him identify actually the video as well as the appropriate transcription, which are both part of the Articles of Impeachment and Annex G9.
Presiding officer will allow it. Witness may answer.
So the question is, can you confirm for certain that these statements or any part thereof happened in real life?
Can you give me the timestamp, Your Honor, para ma-compare ko siya?
Timestamp 51-07.
Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes.
You may do so, sir.
Anong timestamp, sir?
51-07.
To help this honorable court, Your Honor, it appears on page 84 or more or less of the Articles of Impeachment Annex G9, Your Honor. This is the transcription of Agent John Mark Kalilong dated December 26, 2024. For the record, Your Honor.
Noted.
Pwede akong patingin na lang. Kulang ito. Timestamp 51.
Show it. Your Honor, in the interest of time, can we confront the witness with our own copy
Your own copy of what, counsel?
of the articles of impeachment, Annex G9, Your Honor?
Well, assisting counsel for the prosecutor is there. If in case there are any problems, kindly confirm if indeed that is the document being shown to the witness.
Wala din siya.
Yeah.
Page 14. Page 14.
That is page 14 of the affidavit of transcription.
Page 14. Saan to? This is page 14. Yeah. Saan dyan?
Your Honor, I manifest that we are showing that specific portion on the transcript prepared by Agent Calilong of the NBI. But actually, Your Honor, even without consultation with the transcript, my answer is very simple. I'm just asking Your Honor. My question, I'm sorry, is very simple. My only question is, does he know for certain that these statements or any part of this statement happened in real life?
Your Honor, nabasa ko po rito sa copy ko, yung nandiyan dyan.
So do you confirm that the statements were made by the Vice President, Mr. Witness?
It's here in the transcription, Your Honor, yes.
No. My question is not whether she made the statement. My question is, if you know, based on your personal knowledge, if any statement or a portion thereof happened in real life. That's the question.
Well, Your Honor, the fact that we have the video on November 26, when the Vice President reiterated what she uttered in November 23, 2024.
Your Honor, I'm not even...
And at the same time, Your Honor,
the witness is in the process of
Allow the witness to answer.
Your Honor, we invited the media personalities who have personal knowledge on that date and on that online press conference. And nung tinanong namin sila kung nag-participate sila, sabi nila yes, nakausap nila yung Vice Presidente, nagbigay sila ng mga katanungan. So definitely yes, nangyari po yun.
Your Honor, may you manifest, Your Honor, make a manifestation?
Yes, Counsel.
Your Honor, it appears that the witness is not being responsive to our question. He's talking about something that I did not ask. We are only focusing on this particular statement. We will show other statements later on. And we cannot get an answer from him if he knows.
Counsel, even I am confused with the question happened in real life. I think some of us are too.
I'll be more specific, Your Honor.
If the question is kung alam nyo bang totoong nangyari to sa totoong buhay, ang sagot ng testigo ay sa pagkakaalam niya ay oo, base sa kanilang investigasyon at sinabi ng mga inimbitahan nilang testigo.
All right. I'll clarify the question, Your Honor.
Kindly do so, Counsel.
All right. In the statement, for example, the Vice President said, there were threats to my life inside the Batasang Pambansa. Are you confirming that?
That is within the transcription here, sir.
Now, my question to you is this. Did you investigate those threats
Objection,
to VP
Your Honor.
Sara's
Okay now.
I'm not yet done.
All right, sige.
I'm not yet done.
Yes,
Counsel,
yes. So.
Did you investigate the threat to VP Sara's life during that time?
Objection. Now, misleading, Your Honor.
What is it?
Because the question was, do you confirm that that statement is found in the transcription as to the Vice President saying that there were threats to her life? And then the witness said, yes, I confirm that I can find it in the transcription. Now the next question of the good counsel is, so did you investigate the threats? That is the classic misleading question.
Can we get the
Assuming a
ruling,
fact.
Your Honor?
Counsel, He's a lawyer. Attorney Lotok is a lawyer, and he knows exactly what's going on. Attorney Lotok, kindly answer.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your answer?
What's the question, sir?
The question is, she mentioned there about the threats to his life. My question is simple. Did you investigate the threats to VP Sara's life during that time?
You mean during the live stream, sir?
During that time, correct. During that live stream, she mentioned that there were threats to her life.
Well, based on our investigation, nangyari yung live stream between 11 p.m. 22 to 1 a.m. 23. And then nalaman namin through, nung kumalat siya sa social media, ng mga hapon na, kaya nag-start kami ng investigation. At that time, hindi pa namin alam yung buong laman ng video na yan kasi nag-start pa lang kami. So, I instructed Agent Kalilong na siya maging agent on case and then kunin niya yung video, the whole video, para sa authentication.
Attorney
And
Lotok,
so far-
kindly answer the question directly. So I get from your long answer that the answer is no.
Specifically at that live stream moment, no, sir. Hindi pa
That
namin
was
alam
the
yan, sir.
question of Attorney Binluan. If you investigated at that time, so the answer is no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please proceed.
But later on, you said you did an investigation. So are you admitting that there were threats to the life of VP Sara?
Precisely, that's the reason why we sent a December 2, 2024 letter for VP Sara to shed light on our investigation.
All right, I'll move on to a different part of the video. On page also of Exhibit D-1-145-A, this now pertains to timestamp 5930 onwards of the video recording. So page 15 of the affidavit of transcription, also by Agent Kalilong of the NBI, dated December 26, 2024. Can we show that video and then provide the appropriate transcript? Can you play that again, please?
Yung speaker mo, pinabayaan mo siya abusuhin ang pera ng bayan. Paikot-ikot sa buong bansa, namimigay ng pera na para bang kanya yung pera. Eh di ba nga, lagi niyo sinasabi separation of powers? Anong trabaho ng legislative branch? Gumawa ng batas. Anong ginagawa ni Martin Romualdez? Nagdidirect ng DSWD, namimigay ng ayuda, nagsasabi kung anong bibigay, anong ibibigay, anong gagawin, sino ba ang presidente?
All right. So my question to you is this. Okay, having watched that video and read the transcript, my question is very simple. Do you know for sure if this statement by the Vice President or any part thereof happened in real life?
Well, Your Honor, as I've said, I've answered already. Nung inimbestigahan namin yan, yung video,
Your Honor,
nagsabina kami
a yes or no answer will suffice, Your Honor.
Kindly answer more directly to save on the court's time, Mr. Attorney Lotok.
Your Honor, based on our investigation, yes, it happens. In the natural order of things, nangyari talaga yan.
So in other words, you're admitting that Martin Romualdez goes around the country to distribute money?
I'm saying nangyari ho yung utterances na yan.
That's not my question. That's precisely my point. I'm not asking if she made the statements. I'm asking if the truth of these statements you have personal knowledge of. So be more direct in your answer.
That's why I have to object now, Your Honor. Now, there are several statements made, and then the witness is being asked, do you confirm these statements? Compound question. Exactly, that's the reason why we don't allow. There are so many statements, o sinasabi gumawa ng batas. So siguro yung tanong is this happened, did this happen in real life? So this witness being confronted with several statements, and he is being asked to answer a yes or no. That's why it's compound question.
Your Honor, my question is the statements or any part thereof, Your Honor. The witness is smart enough to answer. He can just clarify.
The objection is sustained, but not on that ground, but rather in the ground that the witness is incompetent to testify as to the truth of the matter stated by the Vice President. He can only testify as to the fact that those statements were made only as to tenor, but not as to the truth, given that he only investigated and was not there. You may proceed, Counsel.
In that case, Your Honor, if we confront also, just a manifestation, Your Honor.
Yes, you may proceed.
In other words, Your Honor, we would like to manifest, Your Honor, based on that ruling of the court, that even if VP Sara said that she already talked to a person, then we cannot confirm the truth because this witness does not have personal knowledge.
That's a conclusion. Objection.
That's just a manifestation for the court's appreciation. Can I just proceed with my next question,
counter
Your Honor?
manifestation, Your Honor, please? Counter manifestation, please. To put into record, Your Honor, please.
For about 15 seconds, Counsel,
Okay,
yes.
the defense is entitled to their own conception of things. They're entitled to their own imagination. That's all.
Counsel may proceed with his cross.
Just to belabor this point, Your Honor, Annex D-1-145-A. Anyway, Your Honor, they showed around 7 to 8 videos yesterday, so we'll show about 4. This pertains to timestamp 1-08-58, and we will also present page 17 of the affidavit of transcription, also by Agent Kalilong, dated December 26, 2024. In this video clip, the Vice President mentioned about the former Speaker of the House and the confidential funds of the Office of the President. Can we play that video?
Hindi ka pumadaan ng contest eh. Kasi wala kang kalaban sa Tacloban. Kasi binibili mo, pinapakidnap mo, hinaharas mo, ang mga kalaban mo. Hindi ka dumaan ng contest. Ang alam mo lang, kasi mayaman ka, bibilhin ko lahat ng tao ng pera. Ipobriman mong tanan, kwarta na may inyo. There is nothing in you except money. Yan lang. Martin, harapin mo yung katotohanan. Walang... Hindi ko nga alam kung mananalo ka pa ngayon sa Tacloban eh. Malamang hindi na. Sinong gusto sa lahat sa buong Pilipinas ang ibalik ka sa Kongreso? Hindi lahat ng tao pupunta yan doon sa Tacloban, mahangamtaan niya yan sa kalaban mo. Kasi magnanakaw ka. Hindi ka dumadaan sa audit. Milyon-milyon, buwan-buwan, certification lang ng congressman. 1 million, 2 million, pirma lang. Alam nyo, bakit alam ko? Kasi may MA din ako. May MA ako sa DepEd, may MA ako sa OBP. Pero sa amin, sa akin, nire-require ako ng resibo ng COA. Pero alam ko, certification lang ang kailangan. Pero nagko-comply ako. Bigay nyo lahat ng resibo. Pero ikaw, pirma mo lang, hindi mo nga ata pirma yan, pirma lang ng staff mo yan. Milyon-milyon dyan sa Committee on Accounts, lumalabas ang pera. Pirma nyo lang. Walang nag-audit sa inyo. Sino ang nag-audit ng confidential funds ng Office of the President? Wala. Yan ang Pilipinas. Yan! Ang bagong Pilipinas. Kriminal ang speaker. Bakit ko nasabi kriminal siya? Basahin niyo yung kaso niya. the United States of America.
Okay.
Sinungaling, Presidente.
All right. All right. Again, my question based on this video is very simple. She spoke about Speaker Martin Romualdez as well as the President. Can you confirm or do you know for sure that these statements about Martin Romualdez or the President are true?
Okay. Your Honor, I will object on the same ground, and I hope that the presiding officer will do the same ruling. This witness is incompetent. I know what the defense is doing. Your Honor, objection. Incompetent. This witness is highly incompetent as to whether he knows whether those statements are in fact
What's the ground
happening.
for the objection? Can we just be informed of the ground for the objection?
I just said it. Incompetent. This witness
Can we
is
get the ruling,
incompetent.
Your Honor?
Sir made an earlier ruling already that the witness is incompetent to testify as to the truth of the matter. But since Attorney Lotok, you're a lawyer, I will give it this time to the counsel for the respondents. Kindly respond. Since you're a lawyer, you should know the proper answer to this question. Kindly respond to the question of counsel for respondent.
Again, I do not know personally about the factual circumstances. What I know is that she uttered those statements.
We're satisfied with that answer, no? Your Honor. One last video. One last video. On page 87 of the Articles of Impeachment, Annex G9, this is timestamp 1-12-43. This is quite a lengthy video, but not as lengthy. But this is our last video, so we beg the court's indulgence. The affidavit of transcription, page 17, also of Agent Park Kalilong, dated December 26, 2024. Are we ready with that video?
Your Honor, to save...
Counsel for the prosecutors.
Because I know the counsel will ask the same question. So to save time, Your Honor, please, since the
Your Honor,
counsel...
what is
wait,
the
wait, wait.
objection?
I'm not yet done. I'm not yet done.
Kindly let the counsel for the prosecutor finish.
Relax. Now, Your Honor, if the same line of question will be asked, okay.
Your Honor,
wait, I'm not yet done.
He cannot
I'm not
preempt,
yet
Your
done.
Honor.
I'm not yet done. The prosecution is willing to stipulate that, yes, the Vice President uttered that statement as to the fact of her uttering the statement.
We have a different question, Your Honor, just to satisfy his query.
All right.
So I guess the objection is withdrawn, or the manifestation is withdrawn, and counsel for respondent may proceed.
Play the video,
with the showing of the playing of the video.
At ng kainin ko, buffet. Yan dito sa House of Representatives. Alak. Lahat ng juice, lahat ng mamahaling wine. Pero yung taong bayan, na pinamisan ninyo, 20 pesos na rice, yung taong bayan na hindi ninyo pinupuntahan sa mga komunidad nila, ano sabi nila? Asin lang, okay na mi, anad naman mi anak. Ganyan ang bayan natin. Okay na lang kami sa asin. Saan ka nakahanap ng bayan na ang tao, because of their hopelessness, because there is no functioning government, umukay na lang sa asin. Buti na nga lang, abogado si Attorney Lopez eh. Kasi alam niya kung ano sasabihin niya doon sa mga pumasok sa kwarto niya. Na take note, nagnakaw pa ng cellphone. Saan ka nakahanap? Papasok ka, nanakawin mo yung cellphone, dadalhin mo pa yung tao. Diba? Princess, you're raising your hand.
Hello? Naririnig po ba ako, Princess Maui?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Good morning po, Madam Vice President. Thank you so much nga po pala sa dala niyong hopya nung hearing na pumunta kayo for PRRD. Kami yung nasa likod niyo po, yung tinawag nilang bastos kasi pumalak pa kami because of Congresswoman Cardema. Yan. Thank you, ma'am. Nakakain kami. Ako po ay natatakot kumain ng pagkain doon mamaya. Ma'am, mag-iingat po kayo. Nasa teritoryo kayo ng kalaban.
Okay lang
Nag-aalala po kami para...
ma'am, kasi sila naman na sila talaga yung bastos eh. You reap
Opo,
what you
okay.
sow.
Yeah. Mag-iingat po kayo kasi sa dinami-rami po ng inyong mga pasabog ngayong gabi, it seems like marami po talaga kayong alam about them, no? Dahil sa pagkakasama niyo sa kanila during the campaign and during the 2022 elections. Baka po mamaya kasi totoo yung mga naririnig namin or yung, I don't know if it's true, na meron daw silang Operation Romanovs and baka bala kayong ubusin ang inyong pamilya dahil hadlang kayo sa kanilang mga balakin in the future. So mag-iingat po kayo. Kami po kasi kami ng EDSA Friday Group, kami yung bumababa every Friday dyan sa EDSA because we believe yan yung tamang venue sa dinami-rami na ng problema natin. Ang kaya lang naman po namin gawin ay manawagan na bumaba na yan. Ano po kaya ang remedy naman ninyong mga nasa posisyon or ng mga kayang labanan itong napakarami na pong ginagawang korupsyon at krimen laban sa taong bayan? Ano po ang pwede nyo maging remedy para matapos na ito, lalo't nagsisigaw na po ang taong bayan na mag-people power na?
Yes. Huwag ka mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko. Kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romualdez. No joke. No joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes. So, alam mo, ma'am, yan ang lagi kong sinasabi sa Makabayan Blanc nung mayor pa ako. Ang laban, wala dyan sa EDSA, ma'am. Wala dyan sa mga highway. Ang laban, ma'am, nandun sa loob ng palasyo. Yan ang problema. We appreciate yung expression ninyo ng disgust, ng pagkamuhi, ng hopelessness, kasi it reflects kung ano yung nararamdaman ng marami, milyon. Alam ko yan, ma'am, kasi kahit saan ako pumunta, ako ang sinasabihan, binoto namin yan dahil sinabi mo, iboto namin. So, yes, ma'am. Maraming salamat sa ginagawa ninyo. Dahil sa ginagawa ninyo, I'm sure nakikita yan ang taong bayan and na-appreciate nila yan. Marami sa ating mga kababayan ang gusto sumali sa inyo. Pero sa sobrang hirap ng buhay ngayon, hindi nila maiwanan yung mga trabaho nila at hanap buhay nila para pumunta sa daan. Bakit sila naghihirap? Bakit? Dahil sa gobyerno. Di ba dapat yung gobyerno natin ang nagpapagaan ng buhay ng tao? Bakit ang gobyerno natin ang nagpapahirap lalo sa tao? Kasi gusto ba nila lagi na lang mahirap ang mga tao para madali mapasunod? May mga lugar kami sa Mindanao na ganyan ang mga politiko. Gusto nila mahirap lahat. E bahugan lang nila ang kwarta. Governor na sila, mayor na sila, congressman na sila. Hanapin niyo, ma'am, yung mga lugar na sobrang hirap sa Mindanao. Tingnan nyo anong gawain ng politiko. Pinapakain lang ng pera ang tao. Binabastos yung kanilang pagkatao dahil wala silang pakialam.
Attorney Lotok, she said a lot of statements in that portion of
Yes,
the
sir.
video. In fact, that statement included the statement which you investigated, correct?
Included in the transcription, sir, yeah.
All right. Now you get the point. My question to you is this. Can you confirm now that the statement she made about BBM, FL, and the former speaker, and the congressman relating to various acts of corruption are true and happened in real life?
As to the existence of that utterances, yes, sir.
All right. So you just admitted that the congressmen are all corrupt.
As to the
Thank you for that.
existence
Thank you for that.
Objection.
Yes, sir.
That is a foul side remark.
She said she.
The
I wasn't
counsel
the one who
is
said it, Your
twisting
Honor.
the answer of the witness. If
the
I may,
witness
can I
was the one who
finish?
said yes.
Counsel
Can I
for the
finish?
parties, kindly settle down.
Can I finish?
The witness said that he confirmed as to the fact that the utterances were made.
That's why, Your Honor, I objected.
Kindly be more specific. Attorney Lotok, you know what's being asked for.
Yes, sir.
Finish and complete your answer to avoid the misunderstanding.
Well, based on our investigation, as to the existence of that utterances, dahil may mga pieces of evidence kami. But whether or not nangyari yan, wala ho akong personal knowledge, sir.
All right. In the same way, you also do not have personal knowledge that VP Sara contracted an assassin, correct?
Your Honor, the video dated November 26, 2024, the Vice President reiterated...
it's answerable by yes or no, Your Honor. How can he be...
He's answering.
How can he be...
Counsels, kindly settle down. This is not a college debate. Attorney Lotok, the question was simple. Kindly answer the question directly.
Yes, sir.
You do not have personal knowledge.
That utterances made by the Vice President that she contracted a person, I do believe that, sir, because of the pieces of evidence that we've gathered, sir.
No, I'm not asking whether or not she said those statements. I'm asking if you have personal knowledge based on this that the Vice President really contracted an assassin.
Ask and answer.
Or, a person.
Objection. Ask and answer.
Witness will answer.
Based on our investigation, Your Honor, we do believe that the Vice
Attorney
President...
Lotok, the question was, do you have personal knowledge?
As to the fact of the utterances, and then when the Vice President reiterated that... in
Attorney
November
Lotok, you're a
26,
smart
yes, sir.
man. Just answer the question. Do you have personal knowledge? You said that as to the other parts, you do not have personal knowledge. But now, my question to you is as to the part whether VP Sara talked to that person about BBM and FL and the speaker, do you have personal knowledge or not?
Pwede ko pong explain, Your Honor.
No,
please?
just answer the question, yes or no.
Your Honor,
Attorney Lotok, this is not the first time you attended a trial. I'm sure counsel for the prosecutors and redirect will be able to clarify whatever you want to clarify. But in the meantime, answer the question of counsel for the respondent.
Yeah. We do believe that the Vice President had contracted, but I don't have personal knowledge. Kung personal knowledge ang gusto niyong malaman. Pero we do believe based on the evidence that we've gathered and based on our investigation.
Thank you for
proceed,
that
counsel.
admission. All right. The press con was broadcasted to the general public, correct?
Social media, sir, yes.
In other words, everybody listening to it could hear the statements made by VP Sara.
We believe so, sir, yes.
Are you aware that the Vice President is a lawyer?
Yes, sir, of course.
That he has, of course, a law degree and passed the bar exams?
Yes, sir.
With the first attempt and with the rating of 80%, are you aware of this?
I heard it in the news, sir.
Oh, she has a higher grade than most of the lawyers here. But are you aware that she also worked as a court
objection,
attorney?
relevance, Your Honor. Relevance. Objection,
Counsel for the
relevance.
respondent, kindly avoid those
Yes.
We will comply, Your
disparaging
Honor.
statements, given that there are a lot of lawyers here and you don't know what their grades are.
We will comply, Your Honor. So my question to you is this. If she was serious about her alleged plan involving BBM, FL, and the former speaker, does it make sense for her that she would publicly announce this to the general public? If you know.
I don't know that, Your Honor.
All right. In fact, you showed in your direct examination, you also showed portions of the October 18 press con, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that press con was also done in general, before the general public, correct?
I believe so, sir.
All right. Based on your investigation or your experience as an investigator, kapag may balak bang patayin ng isang tao, sinasabi ba nila yung plano nila sa general public?
Well, kapag may grave threat, sir, naririnig yun ng ibang tao.
All right. My more important question to you is this. Did VP Sara directly say her statements to BBM, FL, and the former speaker?
Well, the fact na sinabi niya yan in public,
Again, Your
definitely
Honor,
narinig
may we
yun
ask
ng
for a more
presidente.
responsive answer?
Attorney Latok, kindly answer. The answer is actually quite obvious. It's a simple question. Did the Vice President utter those statements directly towards the persons allegedly threatened?
We believe so, Your Honor, because the utterances was made in public.
So what's the answer? Did
believe so,
VP Sara directly say those statements to BBM, FL, and the former speaker?
Askan answered. He said, we believe so.
But we did not get the responsive answer, Your
That's
Honor.
the
Can we
answer. We
ask
didn't
the
get it.
witness to give a more responsive answer?
That's his answer. We believe so. Yes, that's a yes. That's so clear.
Without putting words into the mouth of the witness, I will be the one to ask. Attorney Latok, you meant yes, right?
Yes, sir.
Proceed, counsel.
All right. Are you aware that in one interview following the press con, BBM mentioned that he was open for reconciliation with the Vice President?
I'm not aware of that.
Not aware, okay. I'll make you aware today. Can we play D-4-12, please?
Mr. President, kayo po ba sa puso ninyo, gusto niyo bang makipagkasundo pa sa mga Duterte?
Oo. Ayoko ng gulo. Gusto ko makasundo sa lahat ng tao. Mas maganda, marami na akong kaaway. Hindi ko kailangan ng kaaway. Kailangan ko kaibigan. Kagaya ng sabi ko sa'yo, pagka... Hindi ko... Magko-confess ako dito.
Pwede naman po, para akong pari po nito ngayon na po.
Ewan ko, kahit hanggat maaari, ako, ang habol ko ay yung stability, peaceful, para magawa namin yung trabaho namin. Kaya ako, laging akong bukas sa ganyan. I'm always open to any approach na, alika, magtulungan tayo. Diba? Kahit hindi tayo magkasundo sa polisiya, hindi tayo magkasundo. Gawin yung trabaho, pero wag na tayong nanggugulo. Wag na natin, tanggalin natin yung gulo.
All right. Attorney Lotok. So based on that video, BBM was open to reconcile with VP Sara, correct?
Anong date po ng video, sir?
We will provide the date in a while. They're researching on it. But even without the date, you can confirm.
Gusto kong malaman kung anong date, sir.
So you cannot answer the question without us providing the date of this
Tingnan ko
interview?
kung ilang buwan na yan after nung November 23.
All right.
Move on, counsel. While you're checking on the date, you can go back to that topic.
Now, assuming that this happened after, do you still maintain that BBM really believed in his mind that VP Sara would harm or kill him?
I mean, how would I know that, Your Honor?
Precisely. So you don't know. You cannot know that, Your Honor. Correct?
Yes.
Because you cannot enter the state of mind of the President. Are you admitting that?
Unless there is a basis, Your Honor, gaya ng investigation namin sa utterances ni VP na may mga circumstances. Pag yan lang ang nakita ko, siyempre hindi namin ma-establish yung state of mind ng Presidente.
But isn't it in your affidavit of investigation, You mentioned about the state of mind of the president.
State of mind of the president based
Correct. After the statements of VP Sara, you interpreted the mind. It's like you went into the mind of the alleged offended parties, BBM, FL, and the speaker, and based on your own interpretation, you determined or concluded that they were threatened. Is that not the case?
Yeah, ang sinabi doon ng presidente, nakakabahala yung mga narinig natin itong mga nakaraang araw. And then isa itong kriminal na pagtatangka, ito'y aking papalagan. So, at that moment, the president took the utterances serious and real, sir.
But you just based that on his own statement. You did not enter his state of mind, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. I think, where is this leading?
What's the objection?
A witness is being asked
What's
to
the
enter
basis for the
state of
objection,
mind.
Your Honor?
Kindly wait for the counsel for prosecutor to finish his
Incompetent, Your
objection.
Honor. Incompetent. The witness already said that based on their investigation, based on the statement of the president, after the event, he said that they determined that the president felt threatened. And the question now is, did you enter his state of mind? Your Honor, please, I think I'm now objecting on the reason that this person is incompetent to
Your
enter.
Honor, we will be satisfied with just the basis. If he had said incompetence, we would ask for a ruling already. He doesn't have to lecture, Your Honor, and for the record.
Kindly reform counsel. I think I know where you're getting at.
All right. My question to you is this. Do you have background on forensic psychology?
No.
Do you have a background on behavioral psychology?
Well, we were taught about
Just
that
yes or
subject
no.
matter in
Just
the
a
academy.
yes
sir.
or no will do. Do you have a forensic psychology department in the NBI's cybercrime division?
Forensic psychology?
Yes.
We have BSD, we have medical legal department.
Medical legal only. Okay.
We have psychiatrists,
All
we
right.
have psychologists, we have all of those, sir.
All right. In other words, you do not have a professional assessment of the mind of BBM when you conducted this affidavit of investigation, correct?
Okay, sir. The investigation, ganito po ang nangyari. Nung nag-comment yung presidente na nakakabahala yung mga utterances, pera lang ho doon, tiningnan namin yung comment ng iba't ibang government agencies na ganun din yung kanilang reaksyon, nakakabahala yung sinabi ng Vice Presidente, magiging issue yan ng national security. Pera lang ho yun, kinonsider din namin yung comments at impression ng mga media personalities na nag-participate doon sa online press conference. Sabi nila, na-shock sila, nabigla sila, hindi sila na parang totoo yung galit ng Vice President. And then aside from that, from those facts, ganun din ang ginawa namin sa former speaker sa kanyang reaction. So taking all these facts and circumstances, na-establish namin na indeed yung reaction ng presidente is trinato niya na seryoso at totoo yung utterances na yon na ginawa ni VP Sara noong 23. So ito ho, kaya lang dito, ipapakita nyo sa akin yan lang mag-isa, hindi namin nakita yung ibang circumstances. Hindi ho ako makakapagsabi kung sa mind ng presidente is pinatawad na ba niya, ayaw na niya, hindi na ba niya kinukonsider yung mga threat na yon. Pag ganyan lang, Your Honor, sa investigation kasi kailangan makita namin yung iba't ibang circumstansya para ma-establish namin whether or not, ito yung ibig niyang sabihin, ito yung intention niya.
For the record, Your Honor, the date of the video is May 19, 2025. So this came after
2025. So, mga 7 months, sir?
Yeah, 7 months. All right. So based on your experience as an investigator, baka pwedeng ano na?
Again, hindi siya sufficient,
na baguhin
hindi siya sufficient para makita namin. Kasi
anyway,
we know for a fact na...
We're satisfied with your first answer.
The witness still answering?
Well, I didn't even ask a question, Your Honor.
You did, counsel, when you gave the date and asked for his opinion. Kindly finish your answer.
Thank you, Your Honor. We, as lawyers, we know for a fact that the state of mind can manifest based on the overt acts of the speaker. So dito kasi, kung ito lang ang pagbabatayan namin, then we try to establish yung yung intent o yung state of mind ng presidente, kulang ho yan. So siguro kung may makikita pa kaming ibang circumstances na magpapatunay na binaliwala niya na yung appearances, pinatawad niya yung vice presidente, and things like that, then we can somehow said, mukha ngang totoo yung sinabi ng presidente na pinatawad na niya.
All right, but I'll move on to a different point.
Before counsel for the respondent continues, what is the pleasure of Senator Judge Cayetano?
Just one specific clarification on that point, just so that we don't lose the point.
The
With your
gentleman
permission,
may proceed.
Presiding. Yeah. Excuse me lang sa prosecution and sa defense. Witness, one point lang, maybe one
Yes,
or
sir.
two questions on that
Yes,
point.
Your Honor.
Sabi mo, the President, sa pananaw mo, and yung iba, Speaker Martin felt threatened.
Base doon sa investigation namin, sir.
Base sa investigasyon at base sa video.
Base sa video, sa investigation at sa ibang testimony.
So if they felt threatened, that means tingin nila totoo yung sinabi ni VP Sara na patayin sila. Kasi they wouldn't feel threatened if they don't think na she meant it, na patayin silang tatlo, right?
In our investigation, they trinato nila yung utterances as seryoso.
Yes,
at
so
banta ito.
they won't feel threatened unless tingin nila seryoso yung threat.
According to them, seryoso yung threat,
Yes,
sir.
okay. But the threat was, pag pinatay niyo ako, papatayin ko kayo. So kung hindi naman nila sila balak patayin, why would they feel threatened? Unless you're saying now, you think, balak nga nilang papatay si Vice President.
Actually, sir, ito, from the point of view of law enforcement like us, yun nga yung naging alarming na issue dun na sa amin, sir. Sa
No,
amin po.
I agree. I'm also, Mr. Witesa, I'm also alarmed with the language, with saying that. I'm alarmed with what's happening in our country, in flood control, etc. But that's not my point. My point is, in your investigation, para maging grave threat, kailangan yung party na trineten feels threatened. Pero ang sinabi ni VP Sara, pag pinatay ako, patayin silang tatlo. So kung wala naman silang tatlo balak na patayin siya, why would they feel threatened? Did that not come into your mind as an investigator?
What comes into your mind, Your Honor, is yun nga, yung possibility na God forbids may mangyari sa BP na hindi naman alam nung tatlo, then mati-trigger ngayon yung instruction, then papatayin yung tatlo na hindi naman nila alam. At the same time, may mga ibang grupo
Then in that case, hindi ba logical, because you're the President of the Philippines, you order the PSC to make sure that walang mangyari sa kanya rather than baliktad na tinanggalan siya ng security. I'm just following your logic. I won't.
Yes,
I
sir.
won't argue. Finish your ano. And I'm satisfied, Mr. President. I'm just trying to figure out nga no how you came about yung gave threats given ang sinabi niya kung papatayin ako. So finish your answer so that
we qualify that grave threats sa term namin as event-based condition na yun nga pag nangyari yung event magti-trigger ngayon yung threat ng Vice President. Now, insofar as na-threaten sila, yung sinasabi mo po, sir, na pag namatay si Vice President, tsaka papatayin ngayon ng tao na inutusan niya, yung tatlo, ang isa sa alarming, na very alarming part na nakita namin, yung mga sasakay ho na grupo po eh. Kasi, God forbid, pwedeng mawala ang Vice Presidente but not necessarily sila yung dahilan. Pwedeng namatay siya for one reason or the other. Then ang impression na ng marami, ang may kasalanan nito, yung tatlo. So again, magkakalabo-labo na yan. May sasakay na sa issue, thinking na pag pinatay nila yung tatlo, ang sisisihin ngayon yung kampo ni Vice Presidente kasi may attirances na ginawa ang Vice Presidente to that effect. So, yun ho yung sa investigation namin. Now, insofar as pumasok ho yung elements ng grave threats, yeah, we believe na pumasok yung elements ng grave threats kasi nasatisfy ho lahat ng elements ng grave threat based on the revised manual.
I'm assessing your answer, but malayo na malapit yung sagot mo dun sa triggering events. Kasi parang logical, di ba? Dahil sinabi niya yon, baka may gumawa. Hindi nga mag-trigger, papatay sa kanya. So para matrigger na patayin ang Pangulo, you're saying that VP Sara is asking other people to kill her so that they can kill Marcos. Di sana, sinabi na lang niya, patayin niyo si Marcos. Sabi mo i-trigger, but anyway, I'm trying to process, but hindi logical yung sinabi mo that event will trigger. Because the event that will trigger the assassination on the tree is the killing of the Vice President. And the Vice President will not tell people, kill me so that you kill them.
Precisely, Your Honor. Ang death kasi, for instance, mamatay yung Vice Presidente, it does not necessarily follow na yung tatlo yung nagpapatay base doon sa utterances. Pwede kasing mamatay yung Vice Presidente for one reason or the other. And again, since walang makakalam kung sino ang pumatay dyan, ang impression ng mga tao ngayon, matitrigger ngayon yung instruction. Pag na-trigger yung instruction, pwede na ngayon sumakay yung iba-ibang grupo, thinking na kahit mabulilyaso ang sisisihin dito, ang Vice Presidente, kasi nga may utterances na ginawa ang Vice Presidente in public. From the point of view of law enforcement, ang gulo nun, Your Honor, matter of national security po yun. It's a matter of national security, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent may proceed with his cross.
So just to, before I leave this point, at any rate, you made all those observations and conclusions without any background on forensic
What do you mean?
psychology, correct?
I don't have background for forensic
All right.
psychology.
Okay, that's enough. Now, I'll go on to a different point. Let's talk about the context of these statements. The press con included a question and answer portion.
Again, sir?
The press con included a question and answer portion.
Yes, I think so.
And the VP Sara statement, which you investigated, was an answer to a question that was asked during the press con.
Yes, sir.
And in fact, the focus of your investigation was VP Sara's answer, correct?
What kind of answer, sir?
Answer to the question asked in the press con.
Can you tell me the specific questions and the specific answers?
You were the one who investigated it and you don't know the statement that you
Objection vague.
investigated.
I will
Marami yung
object vague.
question doon, maraming answers, sir. Saan po
Exactly.
doon ang tinutukoy
Objection
mo?
vague.
Sustained. Kindly reform, counsel.
All right. In our Exhibit D-1-145A, I will read the transcription. This is the transcription also by John Mark Kalilong, dated December 26, 2024. A certain Princess Maui asked,
Counsel may approach from both parties to assist the witness.
mag-iingat po kayo kasi sa dinami-rami ng pasabog ninyo ngayong gabi, it seems like marami po talaga kayong alam about them dahil sa pagkakasama ninyo sa kanila during the campaign and during the 2022 elections. Baka po mamaya kasi, totoo yung mga naririnig namin, I don't know if it's true, na meron daw silang Operation Romanov. And baka bala kayong ubusin ang inyong pamilya dahil hadlang kayo sa kanilang mga balak in the future. So mag-iingat po kayo. My question to you is this. Will you agree that based on this question by one Princess Maui, there was also a threat against VP Sara and her family, namely Operation Romanov?
Well, sabi ko nga, narinig ko yung term na Romanov nung binigkas yun ni Mayor Baste noong January during Maisog Rally. Other than that, wala ako kaming validated na about Romanov operation.
But you watched this video, correct? So you heard it also during that time?
Yan ho yung sabi ni Princess Maui, sir.
So you heard
Then,
it?
Nag-invite kami kay Princess Maui, tinanong ko yung agent on case, kung nag-invite ba tayo kay Princess Maui, ang sabi ng agent on case, hindi raw siya nag-appear.
All right.
Kasi we want to clarify
With the
things.
permission of the counsel for the respondent, what is the pleasure of Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo?
Mr. Presiding Officer, kahapon kasi nabanggit yung Romanov and I did mention na para sa akin, nagmula yung salitang Romanov kay Mayor Baste Duterte when during a rally yung sa Maisog in Davao. So, ang tanong ko ngayon kay Mr. Witness, matatandaan po ba kung ano yung sinabi ni Mayor Baste Duterte patungkol dun sa Romanov that night?
Yes, sir. I will try if
Can you
I
tell us?
remember it right. Ang sabi niya, Mr. President, sabi niya, remember what happened to the Romanovs. if I'm not mistaken, sir, parang ang sinasabi niya, kasi mayroong...
No, I think when you go to bed tonight, continue.
Yes, sir, yan. Sabi po yan.
Okay.
When you go to bed tonight, think about the Romanovs. Yung po yata yung pagkasabi. Parang sinasabi niya na baka mangyari sa pamilya niyo yon gaya ng nangyari sa inyo noong 1996. Kung tama yung memory ko, sir. Parang ganun po ang sinasabi ni Mayor Baste.
Kaya nga, Mr. Presiding Officer, nagtataka ako na binanggit yan ni Princess Maui doon sa press conference, sa online press conference ni VP Sara, yung Romanov na banta for Sara Duterte. When in fact, it was Baste Duterte ang nabitaw ng salita na yon, warning sa first family. So, which, Mr. Witness, para sa'yo, saan ba talaga yung Romanov nag-umpisa at sino ba talaga ang dapat mag-ingat doon sa banta na Romanov?
Yeah, insofar as our investigation is concerned, since nag-start yan doon kay Mayor Baste, at wala ho kaming ma-validate na ibang Romanov operations na nangyari, I think nag-start yan sa kanila, sir, sa kapatid ng Vice Presidente.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. No other questions? Mr. Presiding Officer.
Noted, entered into the records, and counsel for the respondent may continue with this cross.
All right. So you mentioned that just now that Mayor Baste said, think about the Romanovs, correct?
Yan yung statement ni Mayor Baste, sir.
But I'm asking Operation Romanov eh. So hindi naman think about the Romanovs. My question to you is this.
With the permission of counsel for the respondent, Senator Tulfo seeks recognition again. What is the pleasure of Senator
Yeah,
Tulfo?
I just want to make it clear, Mr. Presiding Officer, na yung threat na yon, yung Romanov na salita, it was used to warn as a threat to the first family. The word Romanov came from the mouth of Mayor Baste Duterte, na para bang binabantaan niya yung first family. You follow me, Mr. Witness?
Yes, sir. Tama po yun.
Tama
po yun.
Noted. Counsel may proceed.
Your Honor, that's my question. Can the witness be allowed to answer that question with a manifestation first before he allows?
Kindly repeat the question because even I forgot the question,
All right.
counsel.
You mentioned that Mayor Baste said that statement, think about the Romanovs, etc.
Yes, sir.
But he did not mention Operation Romanov. It was Princess Maui who mentioned the word Operation Romanov. And I know you don't have, I personally don't have any knowledge about what Mayor Baste said, and that is not the subject of this case. Let's just stick to the facts of this case. Okay? In the video, it was Princess Maui who said Operation Romanov. All right? Now, will you agree with me that based on that question, there was also a threat against VP Sara and her family? That's the question.
According to the question, sir, yes.
All right. Now, you mentioned yesterday that you can motu proprio investigate threats against the Vice President.
Under the law, sir, yes.
All right. My next question is very simple. Did you conduct a separate investigation on Operation Romanov?
Well, since ang focus ng operations namin, sir, is cybercrime investigation, I think ang makakasagot niyan yung intelligence service namin, sir. Insofar as the cybercrime division is concerned, ang focus namin, crimes committed by, through, and with the use of information and communication technology. As to the fact whether or not may Operation Romanov, ang makakasagot po niyan either yung intelligence service o yung director ho namin, sir.
So insofar as you are concerned, there is no ongoing investigation on Operation Romanov?
Again, ang focus ng investigation namin doon sa grave threat and then inciting to sedition against the Vice President, insofar as the existence of whether or not may Operation Romanov, siguro makakasagot niyan, sir, yung intelligence service, yung director ho namin.
All right. So no. At any rate, are you aware of if the Vice President was the target of unauthorized intelligence or surveillance operations?
I'm not aware, sir.
All right.
With the permission of counsel, Chair will recognize Senator Judge Pangilinan, thereafter Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo.
Just one or two quick questions.
You may proceed, sir.
On the issue of Princess Maui.
Opo.
And itong investigasyon na sinasabing inimbestigahan ba yung threat against the Vice President. Kung hypothetically dumating si Princess Maui at nagpaliwanag tungkol sa Operation Romanov at sinabi niya ang detalye,
Yes, sir.
kikilos ba ang
Definitely,
cybercrime?
sir. Definitely.
Ano ang gagawin ninyo kung nakuha ninyo yung ganong klaseng impormasyon?
We will validate the information first, sir.
Ang problema, sabi nga ninyo kanina, hindi nga humarap.
Opo, sir.
But as in any other case, kung may humarap at pinag-usapan at sinabi ganito yung threat, what is the standard operating procedure of the NBI?
We validate first the information, sir. And then pag confirm na, then we will start case build-up, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo, what is your pleasure, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Just want to direct my question to the witness here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung Romanov plot, well, aside from what Senator Judge Tulfo said, that came from Baste, but I picked it up doon sa video na pinalabas kanina ng defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
yung Romanov plot versus Sara, according to Princess Maui. Did you take that information seriously or not?
Yes, Your Honor. That's the reason why nung marinig namin o makita namin yung question ni Princess Maui about the Romanov, we conducted an open source investigation. Tinignan ho namin baka meron. Ayun nga ang nakita namin yung January 2024 during Maisog Rally, if I'm not mistaken, yung the word Romanov, ang nagbigkas ho noon si Mayor Baste, Your Honor.
All right. So, yung statement ni Princess Maui sa video, how do you rate that info? Sa inyo po sa NBI, sa mga intelligence agencies, yung mga informations po ninyo, may rating. Tama po ba? Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mr. Witness. For example, pag yung information po ninyo, pag yung information po na natanggap ninyo ay may mga rating po. A1, completely reliable. A2, completely reliable information, probably true. B1, usually reliable source, information confirmed. B2, usually reliable, information probably true, but needs validation. C1, fairly reliable source, information confirmed. C2, fairly reliable source, information needs validation. D to F, source is doubtful, unreliable, or reliability cannot be assessed. So, saan yun nilagay yung sinabi ni Princess Maui? Saan dito sa classification po na ito ng source of information? Is it A1, A2, B1, B2, C1 hanggang DF? Saan po? Kasi po ngayon, sir, napakarami na po mga impormasyon ng mga fake news.
Opo, sir. Sir, kung pwede na pong sumagot.
Go ahead po. Go ahead.
Sir, yung una po namin ginawa, we tried to invite Princess Maui to shed light doon sa sinasabi nilang Romanov. Since hindi ho nag-appear si Princess Maui, wala ho kaming basis. So, classify muna namin ito na non-validated information. Naghanap kami sa open source. Yun nga, ang nakita namin, ang unang nagbigkas niyan, si Mayor Baste. So, medyo nakita namin, teka muna, parang baliktad yata ang sitwasyon. Kung kay Mayor Baste nagsimula ang Romanov, bakit dito ito yung tinatanong ni Princess Maui sa Vice Presidente? So, medyo it doesn't make sense, sir. Wala kaming na-validate since hindi nag-appear si Princess Maui. So, we classify the information as unvalidated
So,
information.
what you did, nung hindi mo ma-confirm yung kay Princess Maui information,
naghanap ka ng
Opo.
counter source,
Yes, sir. Open source, sir.
open source, okay, to validate.
Yes, sir.
And what happened to that source?
Yeah, based doon sa video na yon, January, if I'm not mistaken, yun nga, yung Maisog Rally, Your Honor, ang unang nagbanggit ng Romanov, si Mayor Baste, parang tinatakot niya yung presidente.
Okay,
Doon.
Mr. Witness, I'm running out of time. So isa lang pong tanong ko. So yung information po ni Princess Maui dun sa video, yung sinabi niya kay BP, hindi po reliable.
Hindi reliable insofar as the Cybercrime Division is concerned,
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
The interventions of the Senator Judge are noted. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Villanueva?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. President. Just a very quick question on this particular topic, and I will no
Gentleman
longer.
may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will no longer dwell on the Operation Romanov, despite the fact that thank you to Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo who told me that about the dates, and I will not even mention or tackle the conditional threat. But I was looking at this NBI letter dated 2nd of December 2024, marked as Annex I. This is prosecution's P4-5 exhibit. Responded Duterte to appear in connection with the investigation of the alleged grave threats. Mr.
Okay, so sa ngayon po ay patuloy ang isinasagawang pagsalang ng pangalawang testigo ng prosecution, si Attorney Jeremy Lotok ng NBI para sa cross-examination ng depensa. May mga pinag-uusapan sila tungkol dun sa mga naging pahayag ni Vice President at saka dito sa issue nung Operation Romanov. Attorney, Chairman, baka may gusto kayong banggitin po dito.
Maganda po yung ginagawa ng defense ngayon na ipinapakita nila yung context in which nabanggit ni VP Sara Duterte yung sinasabi nilang supposed threatening words. Yung mga sinabi po, yung mga ipinakitang video kanina ay hindi naman pala unjustifiable yung kanyang pagkabanggit. Ang sinabi niya po pala talaga ay kapag pinatay ako, ay mamamatay rin yung pumatay sa akin. At genuine po yung fear na yun na pwedeng patayin si VP Sara Duterte dahil sa binanggit ni Princess Maui na vlogger na merong possible na Operation Romanov. At tinatanong ngayon ng cross-examiner na kung iniimbestigahan nyo yung threat na supposed na ginawa ni VP Sara Duterte laban kay BBM, inimbestigahan nyo rin ba yung threat na existing at the time laban kay VP Sara Duterte? Kasi kung hindi, may double standards.
Ito po, no, nakita na nga natin, di ba, na pag-usapan natin yung style ng depensa, mukhang pabor po ngayon, ang lumalabas dahil naipakita nila yung konteksto, kumbaga, ng mga salitang bitawan ni VP Sara, allegedly, no. Pero ito po, ano na po masabi sa estilo ng prosecution ngayon? Okay po ba? Nakikita po natin, sa likod po ng witness mismo, may mga personalidad po, may mga kongresista. Is this part of their strategy, sir? Ano sa tingin nyo?
Yeah, I think kasi galing kami dyan and we were not given seats para makaupo sana, number one, to, watch and observe, number two, to give support dun sa ating mga kasama naman. Pero the seats were all given to congressmen, tapos kaya piling-pili, tapos pag nag-apply ka, may mga approval pa sa Senate President. So parang controlled controlled. So, definitely, what they're trying to do is, pag nilagay mo kasi mga congressman doon, yung mga senador naman, kasabi sa amin, very intimidating naman for them, the senator judges, So, dapat patas, pasukin din yung mga kampe, papasukin yung kalaban.
Kala ko ba first come, first serve, sir?
Hindi parang filled up na. If you look at the parang filled up na, tapos pinipili. So, of course, kami naman, wala ka na magagawa. So, we just, kung saan available yung seats na papapayagan tayo. Pero just the same, yun nga po, isang malaking issue dito sa nakikita natin. Mukhang hindi talaga inimbestigahan ng patas. Dahil, ang tanong, pinasagot man lang ba si VP Sara tsaka si Princess Maui dun sa... Kasi pag sinabi nitong investigator na, well, we will validate the information. The best way to validate the information is to call for the source. Diba si Princess Maui?
Kanina na-point out po ni Senator Kiko Pangilinan na pinatawag si Princess Maui pero hindi siya nag-appear sa NBI.
Oh, pero what did they do after? Di puntahan nila, hanapin nila. Diba, NBI sila eh. Diba?
Ang binabanggit po ni Attorney Lotok is they focused on the grave threat of the Vice President against the President.
Di kababayaan po nila yun. Pagka nag-imbestiga ka, imbestigahan mo. Ang nangyari ito, ibig sabihin, hindi nila makuha, binitawan na nila.
Selective ang lumabas po ngayon.
At saka, hindi kulang yung investigasyon. Dahil para bang nag-table investigation tapos hindi naman pumunta talaga rin sa tao, dun sa lugar, para nag-table investigation. Tapos ngayon, pinipresenta mo sa Senado, sa harap ng buong publiko, table investigation yung ginawa mo.
Kumbaga po, hilaw.
Hilaw, sobrang hilaw po yan. Hindi mo masabi kung tamad or sa amin, sa PACC nun, pinagagalitan ko yung mga tao pagka hindi follow through investigation. I mean, okay, you start with the table investigation, but those results will actually become leads to really resolving the crime. Pero pagka sa kanilang isip, para bang predicted na yung outcome, meron na silang tinatarget, ganyan talaga ang mangyayari sa investigasyon nila.
So, can we say that the prosecution is in a fishing expedition at this point?
Opo, yung proof po na sinasabi ni Greco na hindi nila sineseryoso yung kanilang investigasyon ay, sabi nila na ipasa na nila sa DOJ yung case. Kapag nasa upuan na yan ng DOJ, it only has 60 days para isampa sa korte. Mahigit 1 taon na po. Kung totoong seryosong may kaso kayo laban kay VP Sara Duterte, ang tagal nyo nang isinampayan sa korte. So bakit ang tanging inaatupag nyo lang ay yung papublicity ng papublicity through Committee on Justice hearings at itong impeachment trial na ito? Wala naman pala kayong seryosong intensyon na sampahan siya ng kaso sa korte.
Yung pagtayo po ng mga senator judges, tama po ba na from time to time dapat tatayo sila to clarify things?
Well, hindi naman dapat lang gawin. Pero like Senator Alan is doing an extra job para nga the public can understand yung mga issues. Kanina nililiwanag niya sa kanyang mga pagdidiscuss kanina. Pini-emphasize niya yung kakulangan ng investigasyon na ginawa ng NBI. Pero supposedly, nakikinig sila dyan. Pero yun nga po ang problema. Now the senators need to explain further. Well, obviously, maraming palusot na ginagawa itong si NBI attorney para maiwasan yung mga sagot na tinutumbok ng mga senador. Obvious naman po yan. Dahil kulang ang kanyang investigasyon and he's sticking to yan ang problema niya kasi may boss siya Diba? He was not really given the free hand. Supposedly, NBI free hand yan Pero merong nag-uutos sa kanya na dito ka lang. To investigate sa Vice President. So, binigay mo sa isang, I don't know kung anong rango niya, if he's even the head and chief
during that time, he's the head of the Cybercrime Division.
And then, dapat meron siyang free hand to recruit other services. So sabi niya, Cybercrime Division lang ako. Oo nga, pero Vice President na iniimbestigahan mo You should have crossed other offices na to determine, sino ba yung nasa Mindanao? Pwede bang patingnan kung sino yan si Princess
Maui.
Princess Maui or sino bang merong access sa or do it officially. Right, the Vice President, can we visit you? Dahil, hindi, siyempre, pupunta ba ang Vice President sa NBI for an investigation? But there's nothing stopping you as an investigator to come and visit the NBI or the Vice President and so, ma'am, we're just conducting an investigation tungkol sa mga inilabas ninyo. Pwede ho bang mapuntahan na makausap namin kayo, even your lawyer, mas maganda kung kayo. Pero I don't think they exerted that effort. So kaya kulang na kulang sa akin yung investigasyon and I don't know what they expect when they file it with the court. Diba? Parang
kaya initially, sir, binalik ng DOJ sa kanila Nagkaroon ng amendments dun sa affidavit dahil even the Department of Justice acknowledged na may kulang dun sa investigasyon.
Opo, di sayang pera, sayang panahon. Sabi nga ni Harold, di puro propaganda ang lumalabas.
Parang persecution lang lumalabas ngayon. Kasi nga sabi niyo nga, hilaw di ba?
Sobrang hilaw po yan. Hindi yan, sa amin, hindi papasa sa amin yung ganyang investigation. Sermo na nga abutan sa amin ng ganyang investigation.
Ito mga attorneys, dahil ang ating pong testigo ay isa ring abogado, di ba, from the NBI. Sa kanyang pagtindig po ngayong araw na ito, sa tingin niyo, sino po ang mas lumamang mula sa kanyang mga pahayag? Ang prosec o ang defense?
Ay, sa totoo lang po, nakakagulo. Ano ba ang point ng prosecution? Bakit nila pinapresenta itong witness na ito? Kung ako po mismo na abogado, hindi ko magets ang point ninyo. Mas lalo na po ang taong bayan. Kapag hindi po nagigets ng taong bayan yung teorya ng case ninyo, ibig sabihin, palpak kayo sa evidence in chief.
Sa akin, yung paglabas nito ni Attorney Lotok, parang gives more question kesa answers. Parang ang daming butas. Expected natin, tapos na investigasyon, meron tayong makukuha ang sagot. Parang dumadami ang tanong, di ka pala nag-imbestiga, tapos nandito ka. Di sana kami na lang nag-imbestiga, diba? Parang gano'n.
Siguro balikan po natin yung nangyayari sa impeachment court ngayon, attorney and chairman.
Ang Romanovs, inubos sila para nga hindi balik. Now, if Mayor Baste was making Romanovs uubusin kayong Marcos, di dapat na-offend si Senator Judge Amy Marcos because she's a Marcos. No? So, secondly, if he made that threat, so if he was saying, may oplan mo, Romanov or maro-Romanov kayo, I'm sure the PNP or the Presidential Security Command, the National Council, would have filed a case against Baste. So I just want, it's fair that you mentioned him, it's fair sa investigation mo, but I don't think we should draw a conclusion here that Mayor Baste was threatening the first family because remember, there's a thin line between a warning and a threat. So pag sinabi ko sa iyo ngayon, witness, pareho tayong abogado, kompanyero, pareho tayong taga-Ateneo, mag-ingat ka sa sasabihin mo. That could be a fair warning. That could be not a threat, di ba? But kapag may threat talaga na pinarating ko sa iyo, pag hindi ko gusto ano mo, kakasuhan kita, that could be a illegal threat, di ba? Pero pwedeng warning. So I just want that on the record, Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. Senate President, because everyone's watching, and in the same manner, we have to be fair to the first family. We have to be fair also to Mayor Baste and to the Dutertes, that rather than draw a conclusion that there was an actual. So the Council for Defense was making a distinction, mentioning Romanov and Oplan Romanov are two different things. It may be the same, it may be different thing. For all we know, narinig ni Mayor Baste na sila Romanov, kaya binanggit niya pabalik. We don't know. I don't know. I haven't discussed it with anyone. I haven't discussed it with the few senators na kaibigan ko dito. So let's just be circumspect and careful from making conclusions. But as far as it is relevant, Mr. Presiding Officer, I appreciate the answer of the witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Senator Go, thereafter Senator Padilla. Senator Go, you have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Balik muna tayo dito sa ating bayan. Masyado nang malayo, inaabot natin. To our Mr. Witness, some questions lang po, no?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Nabanggit nyo kahapon na 20 years na ho kayo sa NBI.
12 years, Your Honor.
Be specific, anong year po nakapasok?
2014, Your Honor. Nagsimula po ako from the NBI Academy.
2014?
2014. 12 years na po, Your Honor.
Hindi 20 years?
Hindi 20 years, Your Honor. 12, Your Honor.
12 years. So, kailan ho kayo nag-head ng cybercrime?
February 2023, Your Honor.
February of 2023. Maupay na adlaw pala.
Maupay po nga adlaw gyapon, sir.
And to our prosecutor.
Maayong hapon, sir. Maayong hapon.
Maupay na kulop.
Maupay man.
Kailan ho kayo naging RD?
July 2025, sir.
July 2025. So, naging cybercrime head kayo February of 2023.
3, sir.
Before that, saan kayo na-assign?
Chief ng Digital Forensics, sir, 2022.
2020. Anyway. So, meron bang nag-recommend sa inyo or wala na, nag-apply lang kayo o sino
Ng ano po, sir?
Naging head kayo ng cybercrime?
As Chief of the Digital Forensics, I was designated by the then Director Medardo J. De Lemos. Then as Chief of the Cybercrime Division, I was also designated by the then Director Medardo J. De Lemos, sir.
2016 to 2022, saan kayo na-assign?
2016, I think anti-organized crime and transnational crime.
Up to 2020.
AOTCD, yun, Your Honor. Then 2018, nasa Cybercrime Division na po ako.
So hindi po kayo head doon?
Hindi pa. As an investigation agent po noong 2018, sir.
Anyway, nabanggit niyo po kanina about sworn affidavit. And then nabanggit niyo about journalists, no, na part nung press conference. Tama ho ba?
Yes, sir.
Marami sila, di ba? Maraming nabanggit
Yes,
sa
Your
mga
Honor.
nakarang araw, including last week, di ba? Bakit ho ba hindi nyo kinuha bakit po hindi kinuha ang sariling sworn affidavit ng mga journalists na personal na naroon po sa press conference? Sa halip ay affidavits po ng agents na naglalaman po ng inyong summary ng mga sinabi po ninyo. Bakit hindi nyo pinursige yung mga affidavits ng mga nandoon sa...
Yes, Your Honor. Nung nag-appear po yung mga media personalities na nag-participate ng online press conference at the November 23, 2024, may kasama ho silang lawyer, and then we want to them to execute an affidavit. Ang advice sa kanila ng lawyer, hindi na raw. Pwede lang sila mag-participate ng interview. Pwede sila mag-assign sa minutes of meeting. So hindi na po namin pinilit.
So wala hong journalists or mga vloggers
interview at nag-reflect ho yan doon sa minutes of meeting, and then nag-execute ng affidavit yung nag-interview na agent. So magkasama ho yung mga dokumento na yun, sir.
Mako-consider mo ba ito na second-hand account? Paano nyo masigurong naging actual ho yung pag-interpret ninyo sa mga sinabi?
Ano pong interpret, sir?
I mean, kung batay po ito sa second-hand account, paano nyo masisiguro na sakto, walang naidagdag, o hindi na misinterpret sa pagitan ng aktual na sinabi ng mga journalists at mga nakasulat sa inyong affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor. That's the reason why inauthenticate namin yung video mula simula hanggang sa matapos para hindi kami mawala sa tunay na nangyari. That's the reason why transcribe din ng ating agent on case kung ano laman ng video, kung ano yung naging tanungan doon, para hindi ko kami mawala sa investigasyon namin. And in fact, Your Honor, when we try to establish whether or not nag-utter ba talaga ang Vice Presidente na may kinausap na siyang tao para pumatay sa 3, na confirm namin ito nung November 26 video. Kasi ni-reiterate ng Vice Presidente, inadmit niya, instead na sinabi niyang hindi ko sinabi yon, sinabi niya nung November 26 na video na indeed may kinausap na siyang tao para pumatay doon sa 3. So, nabuo yung aming investigation na ang tawag po namin doon is admission against interest doon po sa ginawa ni Vice President during the November 26, 2024, sir.
Anyway, last question na lang po on sedition. No? How do you reconcile the fact that the Vice President discouraged her supporters from going to the streets with a claim of inciting to sedition?
Ano po yung, sorry?
On sedition charges, di ba?
Yes, sir.
How do you reconcile the fact that the Vice President discouraged her supporters from going to the streets with a claim of inciting to sedition?
Well, in inciting to sedition, Your Honor, specifically in the case of People versus Nabong, it is not necessary na magkaroon ng actual sedition. The law also penalizes if the seditious words would encourage people to do illegal acts or to overthrow government. In other words, if the speeches would stir up the people to go against the government, if the speeches would disturb the peace of the community, if the speeches would undermine public order and public security, hindi ho necessary na magkaroon ng actual na sedition. That's under
Meron
the law,
ho
sir.
bang nagawa yung Vice Presidente na gaya ng sinasabi niyo ngayon?
Nagawa pong inciting to sedition, sir? Based sa findings namin, sir, yes. Based po sa findings namin. Ganito po ang nangyari. Kinumpare po namin based on the content and context of the utterances made by the Vice President in November 23, 2024, the utterances made by the Vice President in October 18, 2024, then the utterances made by the Vice President in 26 November 2024, and other facts and circumstances. Nung trinay po namin i-compare siya, may nakita ko kami ng mga utterances that would stir up the people against the government. For example, Your Honor, noong October 18, ang sabi ng Vice Presidente, walang number 1 ang Pilipinas na to, hanggang number 2 lang to para sa akin. Wala itong number 1. Kinumpara ko namin noong November 23, ang sabi doon sa November 23, I do not recognize anybody above me. It's a reiteration doon sa kanyang sinabi. That's number 1, Your Honor. Then number 2, may sinabi siya noong October 18 na anong magagawa ko, hindi marunong maging presidente yung nakaupo. Kasalanan ko ba yun? And then, November 23, kinumpara namin yon. Ang sabi niya doon, this country will go to hell because the person na nakaupo is hindi marunong maging presidente and who is a liar. So nakita namin yung pattern saka consistent na utterances. Then tinira namin yung pangatlong line, ang sabi niya doon, alam ko si BBM may 5 impeachable offense, pero papasa ba dyan sa House? Siyempre hindi. Then pagdating sa November 23, sinabi naman niya doon na the President is lying through his teeth para makuha lang niya yung boto ng mga tao. Tapos minura niya sila, PI ka, BBM, Lisa Marcos, and former Speaker of the House. So, tinignan namin, sino ba yung nagsasalita? Kung ang nagsasalita, Your Honor, is yung ikalawa sa pinakamataas na posisyon in public at yun yung kanyang utterances, definitely, Your Honor, there is a tendency to stir up the people against lawful government.
Kindly wind up, Senator Go.
No more question, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you,
Salamat
Senator
po.
Judge
Salamat.
Go. Senator Judge Padilla intimated to the presiding officer that he will defer his questions to a later time. Counsel for the respondent, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Just a manifestation, Your Honor, in relation to the query or the manifestation of Senator Judge Villanueva.
In relation to the query of
No,
Senator...
his manifestation, Your Honor.
No need, counsel. Proceed, unless he asked you a question to save in the court's time. Please proceed with your cross-examination.
All right, I'll just transform it into a question. You were asked
Yes, you
about
can.
that December 2, 2024 letter, correct?
December 2, yes, sir.
Oo. That is the letter where you gave a schedule for the Vice President to attend, correct?
Yeah, signed by our Assistant Director.
Alright, but
sir.
the schedule that you gave was November 11, 2024 at 10 a.m. and then you gave the address. So in other words...
Sinabi ko na ho yan kahapon, typographical
Okay,
error yun, sir.
my question naman is this if tama yung schedule sana at nakapunta si VP Sara, would it have affected your investigation?
Your Honor, even up till now, ready ho kaming tanggapin kung anumang information na threat against the life ng Presidente. Continuous ng Vice Presidente. Continuous po yun. In fact, sabi ko nga kanina, yung intelligence service namin is may ginagawang monitoring from time to time dun sa threat to life against the Vice President, President, etc.
Okay, I'll move on to a new point. Now, let me show you a portion of the interview of Dempsey Reyes of the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Please direct your attention to paragraph 13 of the minutes of the meeting. This is also the transcription made by Agent Kalilong. Page 173 of Annex G9 as well. So, here, it says, may press con kasi earlier than that, sabi niya na parang sabi niya lang, gusto daw siyang patayin daw according to her ni Speaker. That was during a press conference the day before, November 2022. So, considering that this is part of the minutes of the meetings, this is also part of the NBI's own records, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, my question is this. Did you issue a subpoena against Speaker Martin Romualdez, former Speaker Martin Romualdez?
Did you issue a subpoena? Kay Speaker Romualdez, sir?
Yes.
Kasi, ba't ako mag-issue ng subpoena? Wala pa kaming sufficient na...
So what's you did not issue?
Hindi kami nag-issue,
All right.
sir.
So, in other words, for VP Sara, you issued not just one, but 2 subpoenas. But for the former speaker, you did not issue a subpoena. That's just a question.
There is an apparent commission of the crime for grave threats and inciting to sedition, sir.
I see. So, for this particular portion, you just turned a blind eye and did not issue.
Well,
anyway,
there is no
my-
validated
All right.
information on that, sir.
Let the witness answer. There was a question.
Yeah, but based on
Counsel,
your
kindly don't argue with the witness.
But based on your testimony yesterday, you said that you have a system of evaluating factors, correct? My question to you is, based on that system, does Martin Romualdez have the capacity to execute a death threat, for example?
We haven't established any apparent crime committed by the former speaker, Your Honor. So, hindi kami nag-delve dyan sa issue na yan.
Yeah, at any rate, this minutes of the meeting, which you all confirmed that is part of the NBI's own record, isn't this information regarding the death threat against VP Sara?
Well, ang sabi po dyan, if I may read my press con, kasi earlier than that, sabi niya, sabi lang niya, gusto daw siyang patayin daw, according to her, ni Speaker, that was during a press conference the day before. Precisely, Your Honor, the reason why we issued a letter noong November 22 is to ask the Vice President kung ano ho yung facts and circumstances dyan sa issue na yan. But since hindi ho nag-appear ang Vice Presidente, wala ho talaga kaming mapagsimulan. Wala kaming validated information.
But you issued the subpoena against Dempsey Reyes, correct?
Yes, sir.
Pero ang tinanong nyo kay Dempsey Reyes, yung case lang against VP Sara. Hindi nyo siya tinanong ng threats to her, correct?
Well, unang-una, ang ini-establish namin, ang focus ng investigation namin, the reason why we subpoena the late Dempsey Reyes is whether or not nag-utter ba yung Vice President doon sa statement niya na nag-contract na siya ng tao para patayin si BBM, si Lisa Marcos, at si former Speaker.
okay.
Sir, yun po yung focus ng investigation namin.
So despite that track, you still maintain that this part of the investigation, you did not have bias?
We don't have bias.
Argumentative,
All right,
Your Honor.
I'll move on.
Argumentative.
I'll move on. Let's go back to the investigation that you did against VP Sara. So you mentioned yesterday that the offended parties in this case, if at all, are BBM, FL, and the former speaker, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you subpoena any of them?
No, sir.
Did they appear before the NBI?
No, sir.
Nakausap nyo ba sila ng personal?
No, sir.
And yet, you concluded that they were victims of grave threats, correct?
Based on the evidence we've gathered, yes, sir.
So without any personal correspondences with them, you came to that conclusion?
The evidence is clear, sir.
According to you.
Oh, objection, Your Honor. I move that... Oh, wait.
Counsel,
We cannot let this
no,
pass.
that's part
I
of-
move, Your Honor, that the defense counsel, with all due respect, be admonished from stating those unprofessional remarks. We are in front of national TV.
No, that
is his answer. If you are not satisfied with his answer, please don't lay any value to what the witness answered. Your Honor, may I move that the
This is a
counsel...
reminder. This is a reminder for counsel for both parties. Kindly avoid side remarks. Henceforth, the presiding officer will have it stricken off the record. And whatever question you pose and afterwards withdraw will likewise be stricken off from the record. So as to avoid any attempts at showmanship, usually seen on TV, yes, but will not be tolerated by this impeachment court. Counsels are so reminded.
We will comply, Your Honor.
Please proceed.
To clarify, Mr. Witness, yung NBI subpoena against VP Sara that you issued was her being a respondent, correct?
Yes, sir.
Pero as a complainant, you did not issue
We issued a letter, sir, December
No.
2.
As the complainant na siya yung subject naman ng threats, walang subpoena as to that effect.
Walang subpoena, sir.
So in other words, hindi talaga siya naka-explain kasi what you sent out was a letter and not a subpoena.
Yung letter is to inform the Vice President na iniimbestigahan din namin yung threat against the life niya. So therefore, kailangan namin yung presence niya or any information na pwedeng makatulong sa investigation.
Yun na nga, pero hindi niya siya sinenda ng subpoena. Isn't it that in a regular case, the prosecutor sends out a subpoena both to the complainant and to the respondent?
With the prosecutor, sir?
Yes. You're a lawyer, you know this.
What
When
do
you
you
file
mean,
a
sir?
case before the prosecutor's office, the handling prosecutor issues out a subpoena sa parehong parties.
Ang
Tama?
alam ko, during the case concern, I think nag-appear yata ang Vice Presidente sa DOJ. Yan,
Alright.
doon ako na-inform. sir.
Okay, I'll move on to a new point. Let's talk about the reversal by the DOJ. Diba? There was a initial finding on February 5 and then it was eventually reversed. Now, would you agree with me that the rectifications that you made for the first affidavit of investigation were procedural deficiencies?
Procedural deficiencies.
Like the
No,
TSN?
it's part of the case build-up, Your Honor.
But what you added were TSNs, affidavits of your own agents, correct? Don't you consider that as...
Those were affidavits.
Yes, but don't you consider that those as procedural and not substantive?
Part of the evaluation and case build-up, yes, sir.
All right. But in effect, the substance of the case remained the same.
Walang nabago ho sa affidavit, sa una at sa pangalawa, parehas po yun.
Very good.
sir.
So, in other words, wala kang no additional discussion on the merits of the case.
On the merits of the case, yung findings namin, hindi ho nabago
All
yun,
right.
sir.
Very good. So, no additional witnesses were interviewed.
What do you mean, interview, sir?
Wala nang additional interviews. Kung ano yung sa first affidavit nyo, yun na rin yung sa second affidavit. Wala nang additional interviewees.
Kung, I think, ang naalala ko, 6 ho na media personalities ang na-interview namin at yun ho yung nag-reflect sa affidavit. At the same time, we tried to issue subpoena sa, I think, head ng ABS-CBN.
I understand that, but be more responsive.
Your Honor, if I may, the witness is still in the process of answering
Yeah,
his...
but Your Honor, but the answer is not
Exactly.
responsive. Eh. My question is very
Let him
simple.
finish first, with all due respect, Your Honor.
With the permission of the counsel for the parties. Attorney Lotok, the question was, sa pagitan ng una at pangalawang sinubmit ninyo sa DOJ, may mga testigo ba kayong dinagdag sa pangalawa niyong submission sa DOJ? O pareho din po yung mga testigo, nilakip lang yung mga affidavit na hindi na ilakip dun sa unang pag-submit?
Yeah, insofar as I'm concerned, Your Honor, parehas lang po.
Okay.
All right.
May proceed, counsel.
But we will never know that for sure because you never released your first affidavit of investigation, correct?
Well, I think it's in the DOJ. Ang binigay sa amin yung certification kung ano yung mga requirements na dapat namin i-comply.
Yeah, but what you attach, when you received the subpoena from the House Committee on Justice, which was used as the basis for the articles of impeachment, the first affidavit of investigation was never included, correct?
Yung nag-submit ho dyan, Your Honor, sila Agent Kalilong, wala akong idea
Hindi
doon
nyo
sa...
alam. All right, that's okay. So, I have a question about the affidavit of investigation, okay? An affidavit, or I'll just be more specific, your second affidavit of investigation was subscribed and sworn to, correct?
Yes, sir.
On February 10, 2025.
Yes, sir.
All right. Before who?
Can I check, sir?
Sure.
Witness may consult
Thank you,
the document before him.
Your Honor.
Counsel for the parties may assist him.
Your Honor, we'll just confront him with our own...
Subscribe and sworn to before Assistant Director Glenn A. Ricarte. Sir.
All right. So do you remember that you subscribed along with the other agents before General Ricarte now?
Yes, sir. May signature kami rito.
All right. And you did this because the first affidavit of investigation cannot be altered anymore.
What do you mean, sir?
An affidavit, as you know, you are a lawyer. Once an affidavit is subscribed and sworn to, it is a complete document already.
Yeah.
Okay? Meaning, even if you take out one page or you add an annex, you already alter the meaning of that document. Will you agree with me?
Your Honor, the process is legal evaluation by the prosecutor and case build-up. So pag nakita ho ng prosecution...
Your Honor, I'm just talking about the nature of the affidavit. I'm not
Attorney
talking
Lotok,
about...
kindly answer the question. It's a general question pertaining to an affidavit in general, not this particular one.
Ano yung question?
Okay, an affidavit, once you subscribe and swear to it, that already becomes a, if I may use the term, untouchable affidavit in such that you cannot take out one page, you cannot alter one paragraph, you cannot add annex.
Well, I think kung sinubmit nyo na ho yan officially, sa halimbawa, sa korte, hindi na ho pwede yan. Pero yung process ho namin, yung evaluation, tsaka case build-up, nag-uusap po ang prosecutor tsaka yung investigator. So sinasabi ng pros, pag may kulang ka, ito. So itong unang affidavit, since may kulang sa mga attachment, ayusin nyo, baguhin nyo, i-comply nyo yung mga requirements. Since yung affidavit na yon is naka-date nung January 30 at magkukomply pa lang kami, anong na-comply namin, nag-submit kami sa DOJ and that is already February 10, 2025. So magkaiba ho yung date. So definitely babaguhin namin yung date. Kasi nga, dumaan kami sa process ng compliance based on...
Wait. In other words, when you
evaluation.
subscribed and sworn to your January 30, 2025 affidavit, you added documents or pages to it?
Ang sabi ko po, sir, ang sabi ng DOJ, may kulang kayong affidavit of authentication, may kulang kayong TSN. Yun ho yung in-attach namin doon sa
Precisely.
affidavit.
So in other words, you added documents to your January 30, 2025 affidavit?
Attachment, sir. Attachment.
So you admit that you added attachments to it?
Part of compliance, doon sa case build-up, at doon sa evaluation na requirement
All right,
ng
but
Department
Mr.
of
Witness,
Justice.
isn't it
Your
that...
Honor, again, can I respectfully request
Your
through
Honor,
the presiding
may I
officer?
just be allowed to proceed, Your Honor?
Let me be allowed. Can I be
Counsel for the
allowed?
respondent, let the counsel for the prosecutors
Your Honor,
finish with this observation or objection.
Can I make a respectful request to the defense to let the witness finish the answer before they propound the next question, Your Honor, please? For orderly proceeding, Your Honor, please.
Point well taken. Counsel, please proceed accordingly. And may I also remind the witness, Attorney Lotok, kindly answer yes or no instead of yeah and na.
Yes, sir. Sorry po.
So that it's clear for our records.
Yes,
you
Your
may
Honor.
proceed, counsel, for the respondent.
So you admit that after you subscribe and swear to that January 30, 2025 affidavit, you added documents to it so that it will comply with the requirements of the DOJ. Is that what you're saying?
Attachment based on the requirement of the DOJ, sir.
All right, thank
Yun
you
ang
for that
nilagay namin.
admission. Just one last point on this. Can we flash affidavit of investigation? Can we flash page 1? This is page 13, Your Honor, of the AOI's Annex G9.
Tech is instructed to do so.
All right, so this is the first page of the affidavit of investigation. Will you agree with me that this was not received by this particular document as is was not received by the DOJ?
I don't have personal knowledge. Ang inutusan ko po dyan, yung executive officers and agent on case na makipag-communicate sa Department of Justice.
But you are a co-signer of this, correct?
Yeah, insofar as the content of the affidavit.
All right. And so you mean to say that you didn't cause the filing of this case with the DOJ?
Inutusan ko po ang executive officers at si Agent
All right,
Kilong
but
na sila mag-process po na dalhin yung referral na yan sa Department of Justice, sir.
At any rate, you're smart enough to peruse the first page and you can see that there's no received stamp appearing there too, correct?
Received from DOJ o by DOJ, sir?
By DOJ.
Again, ang makakasagot po niyan, yung nag-process niyan, si executive officer nga namin.
Yeah, but
at si
based
Agent
on
Kilong.
only...
Again, the witness still in the process of answering the question.
Counsel, counsel, take it easy. Let the witness complete his answer.
Okay, Your Honor. But based as it appears only, as it appears on this document, this is part of the records and also uploaded in the Senate website already last July 12 so that the public can peruse. Annex GGG, this is page 13. Based on this document and observation, can you notice any received stamp on this document?
Based on that document, wala hong naka-stamped or received.
Precisely my point, that was attached, if this was really received by the DOJ, there should have been an IDF, right, or a transmittal letter attached to this.
Again, yung makakasagot po niyan, yung executive officers, Agent Calilong, and the prosecution, sir, kasi sila ang nag-uusap dyan. Sila nagdala ng dokumento na yan.
All right, I'll move on to a new point. Now, Article 4 of...
What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Pia Cayetano?
Mr. President, I wanted to take the floor before the defense went to another point, so I wouldn't interrupt his train of thought.
The lady has 2 minutes and may proceed when she's ready.
Thank you, Mr. President. My question is actually addressed to both counsels and to the witness.
Yes, ma'am.
So the witness also happens to be a lawyer. Apat na abogado po tayo mag-uusap dito. Pero ang pakiusap ko, speak in layman's term because we want the public to understand. Very simple question. I want to understand your appreciation of the crime of grave threats. Okay? It sounds like a simple question, but when I look at the elements, so explain ko din sa mga nakikinig. Pag tinignan natin ang definition ng crime, nandiyan yung elements. So the prosecution must always prove yung elements of the crime. Ang question ko ay, in your appreciation, dapat ba na ang supposed victim nakaramdam talaga siya ng threats? Or is it enough that the general public considers the statement threatening? Okay, so is it personal or is it a general sentiment? Now, before I proceed, gusto ko magbigay ng example para maintindihan ng mga kababayan natin. Kung magkapit-bahay, nagkapikunan dun sa bakod, tapos sabi nung isa, bubulohin ko to. Is that a grave threat? Second example, dalawang boksingero, nagkainitan, susuntukin kita. This is among two professional boxers. Is that a grave threat? Third example, police. Sabi, bubunutan ko to ng baril. Is that a grave threat? Maybe it's just offensive dahil sa professional, you shouldn't say that to a fellow police. And my fourth example is a senator. Pag sinabi niyang bibit-biting kita, kekwelyuhan kita, palalayasan kita, is that a grave threat? I'll add some details. If that is supposedly addressed to a fellow senator, and she's a female senator like me, na kahit na hindi naman isa hong kilalang runner, marathoner, but a non-violent person, is that a grave threat? Well, I'll just tell you my personal opinion, and then I'll tell you now. I felt that was a grave threat. So, may I ask the counsel and the witness to now answer the question? Thank you.
If you may, Your Honor, please, yung prosecution po.
Senator Judge Pia, who do you want to answer first?
Good
In the
question.
order that you
Pag-iisipan ko
prefer.
ng matagal yan, Mr. President. I give you the decision on that one, Mr. President. Siguro prosecution kasi
Yes po.
sila naman ang kailangan mag-prove ng case nila. And then the witness and then the defense counsel.
Again, an admonition from the chair without stating conclusions of fact and law that again is reserved for the impeachment court. You may state your opinions with respect to the elements of the
Definitely.
crime of grave threats specifically identified
Yes.
by the senator judge.
And if I may, presiding officer, feel free to interrupt them if you feel that they have crossed the line, as
Yes.
I will. That's why I just
Opo,
want, I repeat my question, I want to understand your appreciation of the crime. You may Mr. President, will we allow them to cite jurisprudence? I leave it up to you. I just
Opo.
want to understand the appreciation kasi.
Opo.
What do you think?
Doon sa partikular pong katanungang yon ni Senator Judge Pia Cayetano na dapat ba may takot na naramdaman, correct me if I'm wrong, Senator Judge Pia?
Yes.
Yung taong tinatakot o subject matter ng grave threats o pampublikong pagtanggap pa na nakakatakot yung mga sinabi niya laban dun sa taong tinatakot niya.
Siguro a simple yes or no with a very short explanation would
Opo.
suffice, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Attorney Ligutan, you have 2
Maraming
minutes,
salamat,
please.
Senator Pia Cayetano. Maraming salamat sa pagkakataon. Yung sagot sa tanong na iyan, yung sagot po ng prosecution, hindi po galing sa opinion ng aking mga kasama. Ito po ay isang decision. No less than the Supreme Court of the Philippines. It just so happened, Your Honors, as an answer, in answer po sa tanong ni Senator Pia Cayetano, may 2 kaso na po yung Supreme Court. Yung isa is Paera versus People. Yung GR number, siguro yung mga law students, no? Mga law students. GR number 181626, May 30, 2011. The title is Paera versus People. Sinabi ng Supreme Court doon, wala pong batas na nagre-require na may private complainant. Ibig sabihin, hindi po required na yung biktima mag-execute ng affidavit upang yung akusado po pwedeng ma-found guilty ng grave threat. Paera versus People. But more than that, Your Honor, please, may isang kaso pa. No less than the Supreme Court in the Philippines. Sinabi doon, hindi po kailangan na yung recipient mismo nakaramdam ng takot or that sineryoso yung pagbabanta. Your Honor, to repeat, etong sinabi ng Supreme Court, all that needs to be proven is that they were intended by the accused to have that effects. Yung sagot sa tanong, hindi po galing sa prosecution, hindi po opinion, galing mismo sa Supreme Court of the Philippines, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for that. So, Mr. President, can we now ask
If I may add, Senator Judge P, if I remember my memory aid correctly, there are only certain private crimes that need a private complainant, and most of these are personal crimes, such as concubinage, adultery, seduction, abduction, rape, and acts of lasciviousness. Although these crimes are all entitled People of the Philippines versus the accused, without a private complainant, these crimes cannot be filed by the prosecutor in court without the cooperation or affidavit of the private complainant. Counsel for respondent will please reply to the query of Senator Judge Pia Cayetano. You also have 2 minutes, sir.
All right. I will try to avoid making conclusions of fact and law, Your Honor, but I will answer in light of the facts of this case and leave it up to the discretion of this honorable court.
Please, sir, you may proceed.
It is our position that the statements made by the Vice President were not threats in the first place. That's why we were categorizing it as response, a mere response to a Q&A, number 1. Number 2, it was never aimed directly at BBM, FL, and the former speaker. In other words, had they not watched the video, for example, they wouldn't have known about it. So in other words, Your Honor, there was no threats to begin with. And so even the discussion on the elements is not really applicable insofar as determining the innocence or guilt of the Vice President. That is basically our position. Your Honor. That is one more thing. And practically, we maintain this position all throughout our pleadings. We never referred to that statement as threats. We always say that if at all they were alleged threats. But we referred to the statements of the Vice President as statements, as responses. And even in my speech, that's what I said. It was a response, Your Honor. That would be all, Your Honor.
Noted. Attorney Lotok, your response to Senator Judge Pia's question based on your investigation. You may proceed, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. In establishing, Your Honor, whether or not the crime of grave threat exists, we follow the rule. First, whether there is an actus reus, and then second, whether there is a mens rea. So actus reus, Your Honor, means whether the offender in fact uttered the threatening remarks. We were able to establish that. That's why in-authenticate po ng NBI yung video na kung saan nandoon yung utterances. The test of mens rea, Your Honor, what we did, we interpret the utterances objectively and in the light of the circumstances in which they were uttered, in the manner in which those utterances were spoken, the person to whom they were addressed, the utterances were addressed, the relationship between the parties, meaning the offender and the recipients, and then the reactions of the recipients, whether they treat the utterances serious or real. But again, I would agree with what Attorney Ligutan said. In fact, ang basis po namin dyan, yung Garma versus People. Ang isa ho doon sa sinabi ng Garma versus People, hindi ho kailangan na ma-intimidate o itrato ng recipient na seryoso yung threat na yan. Ang sufficient na maipakita lang na yun yung intensyon ng offender, na ma-intimidate at i-treat na seryoso yung utterances or threatening remarks na ginawa niya. Yun po yung naging basihan po namin, Your Honor.
I hope that satisfies Senator Judge Pia Cayetano.
It actually does, but if I still have time, I have a follow-up question for all. Do I? Well, anyway, everyone went over time, so since my bell hasn't
No,
rung...
you don't, but you can ask your final question, Madam.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. Siguro sa witness na lang. You mentioned the word threat, no? So can you just elaborate on that? What to you would be the difference between a threat and a sorry, I don't know if you uttered the word that I want to ask you now, no? But you referred to threat, of course. What would be the difference between a mere warning and a threat?
A mere warning and a threat, sir, ma'am.
At what point does a warning become a threat?
Well, Your Honor, if I'm going to, based on our investigation, kung i-apply ko ho yung...
Hindi na.
Yung...
You don't have to. Just asking you your legal opinion. You're a lawyer. You may answer. Is it not correct, Mr. President?
I think...
if he knows.
Just in my own opinion, although... warning is maybe there is a what we call an event-based condition. Pwedeng ganon na pag inulit mo itong gagawin ko sa'yo. Pwede hong warning yon.
Di ba ganun din yung threat?
Yung threat, Your Honor, pag ang threat is with a condition, pwede ho siyang mag-fall ng ganon. Pag sinabi ng threat is pag ginawa mo to, ito ang gagawin ko sa'yo. Papatayin kita. Papatayin ko yung pamilya mo. Papatayin ko yung ganyan. So para siyang nag-overlap, depende sa appreciation for us, ng investigator, Your Honor. But insofar as the NBI Cybercrime Division is concerned, what we did is we established the elements of the grave threats based on the surrounding facts and circumstances, and then we conclude that indeed nag-violate ho ang ating Vice Presidente.
Attorney Lutok, warning in Filipino is babala.
Yes, opo.
Threat in Filipino is banta.
Yes, opo.
Kaya di ba, babala, bawal magtapon ng basura dito. Warning.
Pwede po yun, sir.
Di ba, ang tanong ni Senator Pia, kailan nagiging banta yun?
Well, depende sa konteksto siguro, Your Honor. May warning din po kasi na I warn you. Sinasabi ko, pag inulit mo to, ito nang mangyayari sa'yo. May konteksto ho na ganun, Your Honor. Na somehow nag-overlap siya doon sa elements ng grave threats na conditional, na sinabi na pag ito ang nangyari, ito ang gagawin ko sa'yo. So, depende ho sa konteksto, Your Honor.
So depende sa konteksto, sa delivery, sa taas ng boses, gaano kagalit, may kapasidad,
Yes po.
maraming bagay.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Senator Judge Pia?
Yeah, so in other words,
Your witness?
it depends on the circumstances surrounding the incident or at the time that
Yes,
the
yes, ma'am.
utterance was made.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so laging contextual. Okay, maraming salamat sa lahat. I just want to emphasize na, Mr. Presiding Officer, I posted my question to each of the counsels and the witness precisely so that tayo masabihan na may bias. Isa lang yung binibigyan natin ng opportunity to explain their side. I really genuinely just wanted to know what their appreciation of the definition of grave threats is. Thank you so much.
We thank the good Senator Judge for intervention. All of the comments are noted. Counsel for the respondent. Proceed with your cross when you're ready.
All right. I'll move on to a new point. Now, Article 4 of the Articles of Impeachment against VP Sara deals with 3 accusations. Number 1, contracting for the assassination. Number 2, making grave threats. And number 3, actively inciting sedition. So, on page 28 of your affidavit of investigation, which is page 40 of Annex G9 again, you recommended only 1 count of inciting to sedition and 3 counts of grave threats. You confirm this?
Yes, sir.
All right. And the 3 counts of grave threats were for BBM, FL, and the former speaker.
Yes, sir.
My next question is very simple. Did you include any charge relating to contracting for the assassination?
Relating to contracting for the assassination? No, sir. Yung charge namin is grave threats.
All right. That's enough.
Inciting to sedition. And on that grave threat, doon ho pumasok yung appearances na may kinontrata ang Vice Presidente.
All right. So, pinagsama nyo na lahat. Even yung contracting assassin, sinama nyo na sa grave threats. According to you now.
You know ang basis ng
Alright.
grave threats namin.
All right. In fact, let's go to page 13 of the Affidavit of Investigations G9. We flashed it on the screen. There. It says 1 count of inciting to sedition and ano ba to? 3, 1. So 3 na 1 count of grave threats. So
Typographical
ano to? Typo na. Alright, typographical error na naman. Alright, so with all these mga infirmities, and you mentioned yesterday that your case is airtight, don't you think that these errors constituted violations of due process?
Your Honor, the existence of these typographical errors does not alter the fact that the video exists, does not alter the fact that the Vice President uttered those statements, does not alter the fact na ang NBI mayroong findings at ang findings nila, the Vice President committed the crime of grave threats and inciting to sedition.
Okay. Now, inciting to sedition punishes someone who incites others to overthrow the government. Is that accurate?
Who incites others, who steers,
Now, it has been over 1.5 years since VP Sara's speech. My question is, has the government been overthrown following her speech?
Again, as I've said, as I've explained that, Your Honor, it is not necessary to be a
Your Honor, can we
seditious
ask that,
that-
the witness answers in a more
Witness,
responsive
kindly,
manner?
Attorney Letok, kindly answer the question directly so that the court's time is not wasted.
Again, question, sir?
Has the government been overthrown following VP Sara's speech?
Not
Yes or no?
necessary, sir.
Ha?
No.
No.
it-
Okay.
It's not necessary, sir.
Has any agency or department of the government been overthrown following her speech?
Not necessary, sir. No.
All right. Now, I am showing you a news article entitled Palace Dismisses Destab Rumors versus Marcos Admin. This was marked as our D-4-66. If I may ask my co-counsel to confront the witness
You
with
may
this.
do so with the participation, if it so desires, by assisting counsel for the prosecutors.
For the benefit of this honorable court as well as the people watching, we already also flashed that news article. So based on this article, you confirm that Claire Castro speaks on behalf of BBM.
I don't have personal knowledge
Don't
on
have personal.
that event, sir.
All right, that's okay. But based on her statement in this news article or title, do you confirm that there has been no destabilization efforts against BBM?
Again, I don't have personal knowledge on that statement made by Attorney Claire Castro.
Okay, that's okay. I'm showing you another recent article, June 12, 2026. This has been marked, Your Honor, as our D-4-67. Can we confront the witness and show also the document on screen?
Your Honor, before the good counsel proceed, can I make a manifestation? Again, these documents have yet to be authenticated. So for the record, it's like presenting these documents without proper basis and proper authentication, which I do believe should have been done before a witness is confronted with the documents.
Your
As
Honor-
per our, wait, I'm not yet done. As per our rules,
It's
Your Honor.
not an objection, counsel for the respondent. The remarks and comment of the counsel for prosecutors is noted. But counsel, for clarity, this is a pre-marked exhibit for the
Correct, Your
respondent.
Honor.
You may proceed, sir.
So again, based on this, just your basic reading of this, it says Sara Duterte, I won't grab Marcos's position. Is this news article consistent also with the previous article that no destabilization efforts are present against the government?
Again, I don't have personal knowledge, sir.
Can I make a counter manifestation, Your Honor? This is dated June 12, 2026, 2 years after the event. Manifestation, Your Honor, please. 2 years after the Vice President uttered the threats.
Noted. Counsel may proceed.
Okay, I want to talk about the discussion in your affidavit of investigation. Just, I want to go through it very quickly, but the affidavit of investigation is also marked as our D-1-145-A. You mentioned in your affidavit of investigation the case of Garma versus People, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you cited the doctrine of this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
Were you the one who typed that portion in your revised affidavit of investigation?
Where I'm the one who typed?
Yes.
Being the chief, sir, inuutos ko yung
All right.
executive officers.
But
as,
did you read the case in full?
Yes, I think, pero not thoroughly.
Not thoroughly.
Isang basahan lang.
Now, did you read? Was there a video recording involved in that case?
No.
All right. Did that case include a public official like the vice president?
No, sir.
In fact, it involved a group of 3 farmers, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go to the case of Reyes versus People. You also cited that, page 29 of your affidavit of investigation. Did you read this case in full?
If I may check my affidavit,
Sure.
Your Honor.
The witness may do so.
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir.
Did you read this case in full?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read the facts of this case?
I think it's about yung threat against a person nung nasa Ang Navy official, and then sinundan siya hanggang sa bahay. May dalang mga placard. Yun yata yun, sir.
Alright,
If I'm not
but did it
mistaken.
involve a video recording?
No, sir.
Did it involve an official like the Vice President?
No, sir.
You cited Ruwaza versus People, page 29. Did you read this case in full?
Ruwaza. Saan yung Ruwaza? Yes, sir.
You read the case. Did it involve, again, a video recording?
No, sir.
Did it involve a public official like the Vice President?
No, sir.
In fact, it involved tree-cutting activities. Do you confirm that?
Based on the...
Tree-cutting. Okay, but at any rate, in paragraph 48 of your affidavit of investigation, and I'll flash that on the screen, after citing all these cases that you mentioned, you concluded, and I will read, further, the threat is intended by VP Duterte to create to the mind of President BBM, FL, former House Speaker, that regardless of the reason of death of VP Duterte, they will be killed by the person contracted by her. So in other words, you spoke about the mind of BBM, FL, and the former Speaker, correct?
Your Honor, what we cited is the principle laid out by the Supreme Court and not the facts of those cases, Your Honor. And those principle is applicable in this case, Your Honor.
But that is based only on your own opinion, correct?
That is based on our investigation and the evidence that we've gathered, sir.
In fact, I have a different opinion than yours that I will show you.
Argumentative, Your Honor.
No. I'm
Argumentative.
Your Honor, I will introduce a new article.
Objection, argumentative. You don't argue with a witness. You ask question. If you're not satisfied with the answer, move on.
Then I will confront.
Attorney Gudan, kindly allow the counsel for the respondent to finish his question.
Thank you, Your Honor. The opinion is not mine. This is the opinion of the late Juan Ponce Enrile, who served under BBM as Chief Presidential Legal Counsel. This has been marked as our Exhibit D-4-64. Can you flash that article? Just the title, since we don't have time. This is Juan Ponce Enrile. I'll just read the title. No criminal charge could be made versus Sara Duterte over kill remark. So isn't this opinion inconsistent with your own?
I don't have personal knowledge on that, sir.
All right, no personal knowledge again. That's okay. I'll be winding up. But do you know the difference between a felony and a crime? There's a
felony and
difference
crime.
between the two, correct?
Yeah, tell me, sir.
No, I don't. I'm not on the witness stand, so you answer the question.
Mr. Witness, kindly respond to the question. The question is, do you know? So it's answerable by a yes or no.
I think felony, sir, is in the revised penal code, and a crime can be in the special law or
I agree with
Parang
you.
ganon, sir.
I agree. So in other words, like homicide, for example, it is a felony because it is defined and punished under the RPC, correct?
Yes, sir.
Clear. Now, a crime is broader than a felony in that it pertains to acts or omission that are not punishable under the RPC but punishable under special laws, correct?
Yes, sir.
Like BP22, for example, it's not within the RPC, but it's covered by special laws, correct?
Your Honor, respectfully, can I now object as to the relevance to an impeachment case, the distinction between felony and a crime?
Just laying the basis, Your Honor, I'll go to that.
He's on cross. I will give you some leeway, but kindly get your point, counsel.
All right, now,
Short leash.
but do you confirm that there are felonies, there are crimes, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, there are other high crimes, which is another category than felony or crime, correct?
Yes, sir.
And according to Article 4 of this Articles of Impeachment, there was high crimes that was charged against VP Sara, correct?
Yes, sir.
In other words, it is a different category than felony or crime, correct?
What do you mean by
High crimes, it's a different category than felony or crimes.
Well, there are may mga high crimes po, sir, na nasa revised penal code din, sir.
Can you give us an example?
Your Honor, is that a question, Your Honor, please?
If he knows, counsel.
If you know.
If he knows.
It's like a classroom recitation, Your Honor.
Attorney Lotok, You are very well aware of the fact that you are here as a witness in an impeachment proceeding, and that the crime you investigated is being used to charge the Vice President. And as a lawyer, you also are aware of Article 11 of the Constitution with respect to accountability of public officers. So, if you know, you may answer. If you don't, you may say that you're not competent or that you do not know. So please respond.
Since kasi ho kayo nagbabasa, wala akong binabasa, nagre-rely ako sa memory. I cannot answer for now, Your Honor. I need to recheck the...
It does not
the
reflect
books.
on your competence or knowledge of the law, Attorney Lotok. It's okay. You were not asked to prepare for this anyway. Again,
Thank you, Your Honor.
These are questions on cross. So we're giving the counsel for respondents some leeway. Counsel, please proceed.
All right, my next question is very simple. Is grave threats a felony?
Grave threats, that's under the revised penal code? Yes, sir.
Exactly. So, it is a felony because it is defined and punished by the RTC, and it is punishable by arresto mayor, or 1 month and 1 day to 6 months of imprisonment, correct?
Your Honor, again, objection. What's the relevance?
Your
as
Honor,
to the, wait, Counsel, let me finish, please.
Allow him to finish,
easy.
Counsel.
Now,
Yes.
as to the, what is the penalty for grave threat? That's irrelevant. As to the impeachment complaint that we are litigating, Your Honor, on the ground of relevance, unless the counsel is able to prove the relevance, I will withdraw my objection, Your Honor, please.
This is
Show
to
the
comment.
connection, counsel. Again, you're on a short leash, but I know where you're getting at. Get to it, please.
All right. In other words, grave threats is under the jurisdiction of the MTC or RTC, as the case may be, correct?
Grave threats?
Yes.
Yeah, yung pag grave threats lang, sir.
All right. It is even bailable, correct?
Pag grave threats lang, sir. Pero pag in relation to Section 6 of Republic Act 10175, that's 1 degree higher, sir.
Yeah, but does it change in jurisdiction or still with MTC or RTC?
Ano na ba yun, sir? Prison correction. Ano yun, sabi mo, sir? Ano yung prison correction?
Arresto mayor.
Arresto mayor. Ang sunod na mas mataas po niyan is...
Prison correctional.
Prison
6
correctional.
months to 6 years.
Yeah.
All right. So, but either way, it's still under
Pasok siya
the
sa RTC, sir.
it's still under the trial courts. Correct.
Trial courts,
All right.
sir, yeah.
My next question is very simple again. Is inciting to sedition a felony?
Under the revised penal code, yes, sir.
It's also under the jurisdiction of the trial courts, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's even bailable, correct?
Yes, sir.
So both grave threats and inciting to seditions are felonies, correct?
Yes, sir.
In other words, they are not impeachable offenses, if you know.
Well, if you mean by impeachable offenses, whether or not magka-qualify ba siya as betrayal of public trust, it's the appreciation of the judges. Your Honor, wala ho sa amin.
Appreciation of the judges, by that you mean the trial court judges, not the senator
No, since
judges,
impeachment
right?
to, impeachment court po.
Yeah, but there's a possibility that if it's in conflict with the trial court judge's decision, then we have a problem.
Objection, Your Honor, argumentative.
I will withdraw
Sustained.
Ang tanong niyo, hindi na.
Okay.
that. All right. Grave threats and inciting to sedition, you said that it is not high crimes, it is a felony.
Objection. The counsel, the witness didn't say that. Misleading.
Misleading. Sustained. Kindly reform, counsel.
I'll just move on to a new point, Your Honor.
Counsel may proceed. Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo is recognized for his intervention. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Judge. Napag-usapan rin lang itong inciting to sedition. Nag-file ka ng kaso inciting to sedition against BP Sara based on dun sa utterances niya, yung sa online press con, plus meron pa bang iba?
Yes po, Your Honor. Yung basis ho namin, una, yung utterances in October 18, 2024, And then kinumpara ho namin siya sa utterances in November 23.
Right. So,
2024.
meron bang elements of sedition doon sa mga utterances nyo?
Ang elements na ini-establish po namin, which is under the law, is whether or not the speeches would tend to steer the people against the government.
So how would you know kung mag-steer yun ng uprising o magkukumbinsi sa mga tao na mag-alsa-masa base doon sa utterances ng BP Sara?
Yes, Your
How
Honor.
did you know?
If I may explain, sir. Pangalawa po, yung if the speeches would tend to disturb the peace of the community, and if the speeches would tend to undermine public safety and public
So how would you know if it will tend to disturb or undermine the peace
Yes,
and
Your
order
Honor.
of the community? Paano mo malalaman?
The fact ho
Based
na
doon sa utterances niya.
The fact ho na nag-issue ng statement yung mga government agencies tasked to protect national security, at ang sabi ho nila, that's an active threat, that's an issue of national security. So definitely na-disturb ho yung ating...
How?
Well, nag-alala ho ang nasa gobyerno. Kami ho, per se, yung sabi ko kanina,
Nag-alala kayo o nag-alala yung taong bayan? Kasi iba yung nag-aalala kayo nasa gobyerno, kayo nag-imbestiga, versus nag-aalala yung nakarinig at yung mga at that time ay nagsusubaybay doon sa mga sinasabi ng BP.
Nag-alala po ang taong bayan, definitely. Kasi
How?
Well, marami ho kaming nakita sa news, sa comments ng social media.
Comments. So that means you factored in yung comments and reactions sa social media doon sa ginawa niyang press conference, doon sa mga utterances niya, kung ano yung reaksyon ng mga netizens na nakapanood.
Yes po, Your Honor.
At ano naman yung mga sinabi doon?
Well, yun nga, yung iba nagwo-worry, ano na ba yung mangyayari sa bansa natin, bakit magulo yung mga nasa taas. Yung iba nagsasabi, ano ba ito, saan ba ito patungo.
So hindi pa rin seditious yun. Nagwo-worry lang sila saan patungo. Ang seditious is, tama ka dyan, BP Sara, go tayo, gawin natin yan, nasa likod nyo kami. Yun yung sedition.
Meron nung ganon na comment din po, Your Honor.
Meron?
Meron po. In fact, doon
Ano yung comment na yun? Kung meron.
Yung supporter po ng...
Ano ang sinabi?
Na... Yun nga, yung sa people power, yung sa... Nasa likod mo kami, kung ano yung...
Nasa likod mo kami, people power. Nabanggit yun sa comment section.
Sa ano, Your Honor, sa... During interview with the Vice President, doon sa November 23, 2024.
So meaning, binase mo, isa dun sa mga reasons kung bakit ka nagpa ng kasong sedition, BP Sara base sa kanyang utterances, dahil finactor in mo yung mga comments ng mga nakapanood.
Yes, sir.
Yung sinasabi mong supporters.
Opo, yes, sir.
Okay, kasi pag sinabi ng mga nagko-comments, nag-worry kami, I don't think nandun yung elements of sedition. Maliban na pag sinabi na nasa likod mo kami, let's do it, go.
Well, Your Honor...
Gagawin namin kung anong gusto mong gawin, things to that effect.
Opo.
Was there? Were there
meron na kami
comments like those?
Meron na kami nakita sa mga Facebook comments, although hindi siya nasama,
Na
hindi siya nasama dito sa investigation.
at ano nga ulit, halimbawa?
Yung mga Facebook comments, Your Honor, na nagsasabi, lusubin na natin ang Malacanang, tapos may ganun na sign.
Lusubin na natin ang Malacanang.
Yun yung comments ko sa Facebook, yung mga nagko-comment.
At meron kang ebidensya tungkol dyan. Hindi mo to katang-isip lang.
Kung babalikan ko po, yun nga po ang sabi ko during those
Okay.
times, siyempre nagbabrowse kami.
Okay.
Nga lamang, hindi namin naisama sa authentication. Your
No
Honor.
further question, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo. The Senate President is recognized. He has 2 minutes as well.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. On the same topic on inciting to sedition, Attorney Lotak, meron ba kayong nakausap na mga tao na naniwala doon sa sinasabi ni Vice President Sara on inciting to sedition? Nakita ko kasi doon sa grave threats, marami kayong in the interview. Pero in this particular case, meron ba kayong at least man lang nakausap ng mga tao, inimbestiga further kung talagang merong epekto yung kanyang mga sinabi?
Insofar as the Cybercrime Division is concerned, Your Honor, hindi kami nakapag-focus dyan. Siguro ang pwede humakasagot niyan, Your Honor, yung intelligence service po namin dyan sa issue po na yan. Hindi ko kami nakapag-focus dyan to conduct investigation on people's
para sa akin
comments.
kasi sa kabilang banda pwede ka magsalita pero sa kabilang banda may naniniwala ba sa'yo? So ang gusto kong malaman kung meron kayong nakausap na mga grupo o mga anyone o naimbestigahan yun, naniniwala talaga doon sa kanyang pinagsasabi.
I think ang makakasagot po niyan yung the intelligence service, yung director po namin, sir.
Okay.
Sa kanya po yung pool ng information ng...
And then I believe na doon sa mga sinabi niya, nangyari rin ito doon sa 2-hour video. Tama po ba?
Yes, sir. Opo.
Pinatawag niyo rin itong may mga pinatawag kayong media personalities. Tinanong niyo ba sa kanila kung meron sa kanilang naniwala na itong mga sinabi ni Vice President ay inciting to sedition? Dapat naniwala ba sila na yung mga sinabi ni Vice President during the 2-hour video ay pinag-aalsa yung mga nandoon o naniniwala sila na yun ang tema ng kanyang sinabi?
Not specifically na inciting to sedition. Ang mga comment nila doon is na-shock sila. May comment sila doon na nasa real battle mode na siya. May comment siya doon na totoo na to, seryoso na yung galit niya. Yun ho yung mga...
Galit naman talaga siya, pero inciting to sedition, yung mag-alsa. Meron ba ganun
Wala
silang-
pong ganong comment during the Q&A portion, Your Honor.
And just to, on a related question, Mr. Presiding Officer, inciting to sedition is serious rin. No? At kailangan din ito ng atensyon ng mga intelligence agencies natin. Meron ba kayong coordination with our iba't ibang intelligence agencies tulad ng National Security Council, ng PNP, ng NBI, not NBI, no, but ng ibang mga security intelligence agencies natin? Nag-coordinate ba ang NBI sa kanila? Kayo mismo nag-coordinate ba?
Ang nag-uusap po dyan, Your Honor, is kasi intelligence matter yan. Ang nag-uusap po yan between intelligence service ng NBI, intelligence units ng AFP, intelligence department ng PNP. So nasa level po nila yon, sir.
Katulad ng grave threats pagkukontrata, inciting to sedition, seryoso rito eh. Gusto ko malaman kung merong effort ang ginawa ang NBI para makipag-coordinate sa AFP, no? Sa PNP, dahil ito pinag-uusapan natin pag-aalsa o hinihimok mo mag-umalsa. No? Meron bang gano'n na mga coordination na ginawa ang inyong opisina o ang NBI?
Ang alam ko meron yan, pero nasa level na po yan, sir, ng intelligence service namin, Your Honor.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Noted, entered into the records. We thank the distinguished Senate President. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Ligarda?
Mr. President, Mr. Presiding Officer, just a few questions.
The lady has 2 minutes,
Yes.
ma'am. You may
Thank
proceed
you.
when you're ready.
This just to provide clarity for this representation and just a few questions to Attorney Lotok.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Attorney Lotok, sa paragraph 53 ng Affidavit of Investigation na iyong pinirmahan, sabi niyo po na the Vice President's statements were brought about or motivated by unpleasant circumstances occurring before November 23, 2024 press conference.
I believe, nabasa ko po yan,
Yes.
Your
Kasama
Honor.
ba ho dito yung pahayag ng Vice Presidente noong Oktubre 18, 2024?
Yes,
Is that
yes, Your
part
Honor.
of your affidavit?
Opo, Your Honor.
Yes. Bago naman po magsimula ang press conference noong November 23, mayroon mga pangyayaring kasama ang Chief of Staff, si Attorney Zulaika Lopez, na may kinalaman sa mga na-cite in contempt, sa camera, detention,
Opo.
medical emergency, at mga planong paglilipat
Yes,
sa
Your Honor.
hindi pa po ako tapos.
Sorry po.
Ng piitan sa Correctional Institute for Women sa Mandaluyong. Tama po ba na mga pangyayaring ito ay naganap ilang oras bago yung sinagawang press conference na pinakita ilang beses sa video?
Yes, Your Honor. Kasama ho yan sa
Yes.
investigation namin.
Kahapon po, sinabi po ng testigo, kayo po, na kinonsider ng NBI yung so-called bigger picture. I think those were the words that you used. Sabi niyo pa, you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, in your own words.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Para malinaw lamang sa impeachment court, trying to absorb everything, saan po yatang bahagi ng affidavit of investigation nakasaad yung mga factual findings ng NBI tungkol sa mga pangyayaring November 22 and 23 bago yung press conference? I was perusing the affidavit of the investigation, and I could not find the detailed circumstances leading to November 23, where admittedly there was emotions like an emotional hyperbole or an outburst, but the events leading to the press conference. Saan po yun sa inyong affidavit?
I think, Your Honor, nasa affidavit of transcription ho yan. Transcribe po yan as
I read
attachment.
it a few times. I could not see the detailed events leading to that, having mentioned the medical emergency, the transfers to the Correctional Institute for Women, and so that the person who will read the affidavit will have a accurate, factual, and complete appreciation of the events leading to the press conference. Perhaps your view, having been the person who filed the complaint, may have a different, perhaps, appreciation from my view, because I find it somewhat incomplete. And that is just my comment on this, because you clearly said you put all the pieces together. And during that time, alam ba ninyo na habang sinasagawa ng NBI ang investigasyong ito, may nakabinbin na direct assault, resistance, and disobedience to authority at grave coercion laban sa Vice Presidente, kaugnay yung insidente nangyari sa ospital, sa Veterans Medical Center?
Narinig ko lang po, Your Honor. Pero
Yes,
hindi
you
ko aware sa
heard
facts
about
na
that, yes. And was there an investigation that was done regarding that incident?
I think ang focus po namin, Your Honor, is yung violation ng grave threats by the Vice President and inciting to sedition. Now, pagdating ho doon sa nangyari sa Vice Presidente, yun nga sabi ko, hindi ako aware sa kabuuan ng facts na yon. Baka yung ibang agency nag-imbestiga po doon, hindi ako aware, Your Honor, doon sa circumstance na yon.
And so, would the answer, Attorney Lotok, be a no? Were these taken into consideration in the investigation?
Again, Your Honor, nasa
Or would this be a yes, meaning it is contained in the affidavit, which I'm trying to look for as well?
Nasa affidavit of transcription po yung nangyaring usapan during that time. Nag-execute ho ng affidavit of transcription ng agent on case, Your Honor.
Actually, ilang beses ko po binasa yung affidavit, and what I see is there was a focus on the October 18. But on all the events on November 22 and 23, the detailed events leading to the emotional outburst did not seem complete. And that's what I'm trying to elicit from Attorney Lotok, our witness, because when we say that we had considered the bigger picture and all the facts and circumstances leading to the cases of grave threat and inciting to sedition that were recommended, we want to understand the whole process and the factual context in which it happened. Because if you are to take snapshots of events and focus on October 18 and the press conference, it can shock any person. However, if you see as well the events leading to the emotions and the detention of the Chief of Staff and the Vice President herself, iba pa yung kasong ito, iba pa yung nadetina, iba pa yung sinampang kaso at pinagsarahan ng pinto ng ambulansya, kaya nagkaroon ng kasong ganon. I tried to read the affidavit a few times and could not find such a comprehensive enumeration of facts by the NBI, and that's why, thus, this query.
Pwede na po, Your Honor.
Yes, please.
Meron hong affidavit of transcription kung anong nangyari, and then nag-submit po kami ng authenticated na video para humakita ng mga senator judges natin kung what happened during those dates for appreciation po ninyo. So makikita ho rito kung ano yung nag-took place during the November 23, 2024 online press conference. But then again, as I've said, at in-explain ko na rin ito kahapon, Your Honor, if I may, kinonsider namin yung situation ni Attorney Zulaika Lopez. Nakita namin yung complaint niya, yung reklamo niya, yung health condition na sinasabi niya. Sinama din po namin yon na ano ba yung nangyari. Taking all the situations or the facts and circumstances attendant to that event, hindi ho na alter yung the fact na nag-utter ang Vice President ng grave threats against the three. Despite of the fact na merong emotional situation na gano'n, hindi rin ho na-alter na merong violation na ginawa yung Vice President during that online press conference. And as a matter of fact, even before that emotional situation, maliwanag ko doon sa utterances, even before that emotional situation, sinasabi ho doon sa utterances, meron na akong kinausap. So nag-trigger na ho yun, ma'am. Meron na akong kinausap na isang tao na papatay sa Presidente, sa First Lady, at doon po sa Speaker of the House. So, kahit sinama po namin siya to consider everything, again, Your Honor, hindi ho na bago yung utterances na ginawa ng Vice President. Hindi rin ho na bago na yung instruction niya is relentless in killing the three.
Yes. Attorney Lotok, what I've been trying to ask is not just the utterances which we've watched several times, but all the events leading to the utterances, and that is what I want. I understand what you're saying, that there were attachments or transcription, but the transcription would not be considered an assessment or an investigation. These were perhaps attached as transcription. And you earlier said that the threats are circumstantial. So that is the reason why I was looking for that in the affidavit of the investigation. In short, para pong nakulangan ako, pero kung sinabi nyong inattach nyo yung transcript, so be it. But then, if you will read the 50 plus pages again of your investigation, it seemed to me, at least at this point, that snapshots were taken focusing on the October 18 and the utterances, but there seemed to be events leading to it that may have not been included.
With
But
the indulgence of Senator
leave it
Judge
at that.
Legarda,
Yes.
kindly wind up, ma'am.
Yes.